Time has come today. That's the best song about time ever. And yes, I'm looking right at you, Cyndi Lauper, so don't fucking start your shit right now. Hey, it's the Bennington Show Tuesday. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
I'm Ron Bennington. And we were out at an unbelievable party last night. I'm going to read just this up a little bit, but just spending a couple of minutes talking about Voss and Bonnie and their incredible roast that they had for Rich Voss last night. What a lineup of people. Jim Norton, Big J. Who else was in that?
Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn, Florentine, Judy Gold, the one and only Rattlesnake, Puerto Rican Rattlesnake.
Louis J. Gomez.
I left anybody? Did I say Big J?
Big J.
I'm going to say Big J again. Judy Gold. Everybody went up. Everybody killed. Voss at the end, murdering. Anthony's in the crowd, and they're just bashing back and forth. And then a great party after. Fantastic party.
That was such a great night. I mean, we came in, the roast was underway, and I could not catch my breath. It was like a sensory overload, like joke after joke.
Oh, Bobby Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Kelly, who was unbelievable. Man, everybody was great. Everybody in that thing was great. Yeah, Colin Quinn killed so bad. And then I'm like, oh, shit, Jay has to follow Colin Quinn. And Jay fucking murders it.
Yeah.
And then, after all that, Voss destroying. And then Voss and Barney, when they go back and forth, it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, I was thinking that exact thing. Like, Colin gets off the stage, and Bonnie starts to set up Jay, and I was like, ooh, boy, I would not want to be in that position.
But it was an amazing, amazing show. Great, great party. Voss and Bonnie, probably the funniest couple that's ever lived. You know, because everyone was like, well, what about Lucy and Desi? Lucy, sure. You know what I mean? But Desi?
There is no straight man in that.
What, Voss and Bonnie?
Yeah.
No. And then a great party. And then we meet these people that drove all the way in from Lancaster, and they're big comedy fans. And then we kept, bringing people over to meet them. And that was just seeing it through their eyes, like, oh my God.
Lucinda was so sweet. I loved her so much. We gotta have her in sometime.
I would love to. I just met somebody out front from the Tonight Shows. I invited to come in.
Really?
Big fans of the show. Time has come today.
Tom.
So supposedly, and I haven't seen this yet, Chris Stanley, you found a picture of yourself as a youngster?
Yes, I have. See, I thought I threw them all out because when my parents passed away, they were like hoarders. So I emptied the house out and I thought I'd thrown everything out. But going through an old drawer, I found pictures.
First of all, you have a one-bedroom apartment, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How could there be a drawer that you haven't opened in the last 10 years? You know what I mean? It's impossible. I could see if someone had a farmhouse and a barn, there was something they didn't know. But a one-bedroom New York City apartment?
There's a dresser with 8 drawers, and there was one drawer I thought I cleared out, but I think I got to like 7. I'm like, I got 7 now.
You know what you probably did? You probably saw it years ago and thought, oh, there's some stuff of value, and said, I'll come back and do it. And you forgot that because you were drunk.
Did you open that drawer because you were looking for a drawer for your lady friend, for her to have a drawer?
Your special lady.
It is my special. She is my special lady. And, I'm trying to spruce the apartment up so it doesn't look like such a shithole.
I hope you don't mean special needs lady.
No.
Because that's
not
bad.
right.
She has all her mental faculties.
So do special needs people.
Oh, God, I didn't realize.
Oh, boy. We'll check back in before we put up that pic, and we're in no hurry to do it. Apparently you sent 8 instead of 1?
Yes. I found
Tell which one to put up.
I just emailed, yeah.
Okay, good. There's something you said you wanted to talk about today.
Oh, yeah, all right. So, do you remember the kid who went to North Korea, took down a sign, and got put away?
Very big news.
Everybody remembers that.
He got brought back to America in a coma, passed away.
Yes.
A University of Delaware professor wrote on her Facebook page, is it wrong of me to think that Otto Warmbier got exactly what he deserved? And now she's been fired from the University of Delaware.
Do you know how many people have been fired because of social media? I mean, that's something that you can say to someone at a bar, and then everything's fine.
Yeah.
But you put it on your Facebook page, and somebody who doesn't know you and doesn't get what she was talking about was street sense.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, is North Korea 100% wrong? Yeah. But
the circumstance of him being there, the circumstance of what he did.
I mean, you have to know where you're at.
Yeah.
You know? So this is like, there is a generation of kids that never had to deal with biker bars. So they don't know, I better either be very quiet and drink my beer or leave. Now, do they have a right to smack you around? Of course not. But it does happen.
Right.
So this woman was just talking about street smarts. Look, I'll give you another thing. If Dennis Rodman got fucking smashed in the head with a hammer over there, we'd all go, see, you're an idiot for going over there. Right? We all feel like Dennis Rodman is a moron because he goes to North Korea and plays basketball with the fucking Kim Jong-un.
It's fucking North Korea. I don't know why anyone's going to North Korea. You have to sneak in.
Go to South Korea and have the time of your life.
The strange thing is, I think the way he ended up there is he was on a trip in China, and then there was this company who was being like, we'll take you on the trip your parents don't want you to go. We'll get you into North Korea. So it was like this travel company that was like targeting, travelers who are in China, American travelers, Australian travelers, young people. And they're like, this is the trip your parents don't want you to go on. Go to North Korea.
You might try to steal a goddamn sign.
Yeah.
But even young people should realize it's fucking North Korea.
They don't get it. They don't understand it. It's North Korea.
It's a bad place. Like, going there is like giving the bad guys money. Like, you're spending money there, it's just going in the fucking dictator's pocket. You're not helping the fucking people in North Korea.
I think we need to get this political. I kind of like it.
Yeah. This is a new side of Chris.
Yeah. I guess now he's in a relationship.
I know, this special lady friend is
really top my voice.
Would you say that she's a feminist?
Yes. She marched for the women.
So does that now make you a feminist?
I would say I'm a feminist. I like women, right?
How come yesterday you voted everything against women?
That's subconscious still. He hasn't made the full tilt.
I haven't been broken yet.
He's also saying those Cosby victims should have known what they were doing.
What? Chris, did you tweet that out?
Stop tweeting, dude. It's nothing but trouble.
Gotta watch my ass.
All right, that picture's up. I haven't seen it yet. This is Chris Stanley at what age?
I believe 6 years old.
Oh God, it's already funny.
Here I am at 6 years old.
I put it up here where I can see it as large as possible.
Holy shit.
Where do we tweet that off? Bennington?
Bennington show.
Dude, you are the same person.
6 years old. That was 1989.
It's blocking it there. Oh.
You're fucking adorable.
Chris, you're wearing blue blockers.
I know.
And you're wearing a trucker hat.
And you get the thumb up. You're doing the same thing.
Wait, hold on. He is doing the same pose.
He does that pose every picture.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't pick up on that.
Wait, that actually, I think, might be identical to Trump Cock. Like, that same pose, the glasses, and the fucking hat. This is weird, Chris.
And why does a boy need a shirt that relaxing?
Oh my God, you're just a tiny version of yourself.
It's weird, man.
Yeah, isn't everyone a tiny version of
themselves? Yeah, but look at his face. Like, look at his expression.
He is so fucking cute.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
What's your hat say? Do you even know?
I don't even know, no.
You don't remember it?
Looks like there's
Trump Cock, I guess.
Yeah, it's Trump Cock. Make Astoria great again.
Why do you got your thumb up like you're Fonzie? Why? Why does that happen?
I don't know. From an early age, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew it was okay. I don't know. I look very sad. I don't know why that's going on.
Well, you were living in a reality.
Wait, why do you wear the same? I mean, it's one thing to look the same, but why are you wearing the same sunglasses?
I'm loyal to my brand.
Adorable.
This is so weird.
What a cute little thug. Yeah, you do look sad, too. Did you sew these to your special lady?
No, not yet.
Oh, my God.
You guys even want to hear Liz Sets Fire's tweet?
Yes, I do.
You can't be beat.
I hope it's not being fat shamed.
Who's got 2 thumbs up and will eventually be attracted to kids this age?
That's fucked
This
up.
kid.
That's fucked up. It's not true.
All right, Andy Stone just wrote, once a dirtbag, always a dirtbag.
Come on!
He's just a baby.
Not Sam Softhand says, Chris looks like a cartel member. Well, that was the age. That was the time that it was happening.
Oh, my God. Here's you doing the truffle shuffle.
Oh, come on!
What are you putting up extra pictures?
No, that's the truffle shuffle. That's from Goonies. They just took his head and put it on the
I honestly thought that was him.
How did they Photoshop it that quick? Jesus Christ! That's not my
chunk from Goonies.
There's no difference.
Yes, there is.
New Jersey Ed says, looks like mini Chris Christie. Pit Mike, look at this one trick pony. His hat or look never changes.
Holy shit!
Love It says, the hat and glasses are the exact same. Proof that you will never change. That part is true.
0 growth from 6 years old to now. Just none.
I can't believe you've been posing the same way in pictures your whole life.
I don't even remember this picture being taken. I don't remember this day.
It looks like you were next to somebody with a football helmet on.
Holy shit. Chris, you should still wear shirts like that, though.
You think?
It's kind of a good look.
Yeah, neon's a bit much.
It looks like he'd be saying, I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I wonder if this was Halloween and you were dressing as future self. I'm telling you right now, you ought to send that to your Costa Rican lady friend and let her know this is the future.
This is what you want, isn't it?
You want one of these? More of this?
More of this.
More of this. More of this. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's
nothing
weird.
Changed.
I mean, I wouldn't wear shorts that short again, but, you know.
You should.
What? No.
You got the kneecaps for it.
Literally, those are the same knees that give out now. There's people batching to that picture right now.
I don't. I mean, I guess that's bad. Kind of flattering.
You're a fucking wild man, dude. Cara B says the sweet years. Or I guess that was the sweat years.
There wasn't any sweat on me then.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing.
Back when you were still dry.
Why are you still wearing the same sunglasses?
Because they're good sunglasses.
But did you know that you've been wearing these glasses since child?
I don't remember this. I barely remember my childhood. There's very little I can fucking recall.
So you have no memory of being this dude at all?
No. I think that's because I'm the same dude.
Holly wants to know if that you were at a Jimmy Buffett concert. And what happened to Chris at that age that he's stuck in this pattern?
Yeah, usually that means some sort of trauma when you just have all the same attributes.
His trauma is the other.
I can dish it out.
Yeah, he was the first child ever to molest his own uncle.
No.
He is a child molester.
That's why I don't trust kids today.
Boom, boom.
Look at the head on him too. He's got a the head to hand ratio.
I have a giant head. The doctor
pretty big.
told my mother I had a giant head. I believe it was a tough birth as well.
Of course it was. It had to shatter a pelvis. All right, let's see. Read some of these. Charles Snarkley says, is Chris trying to hitchhike home from his dad's heroin den?
Jesus.
Joseph wants to know, what brand did he smoke back then?
Camel Lights.
Muggs wants to know why we did a Chambers Brothers radio edit. Chris made a call there. You thought 11 minutes might be a little too long.
Yeah. So went with 5 minutes. We lost 6 minutes of time.
This one just says Roseanne Arnold was a cute kid.
What the fuck? That's mean.
Jack says already at age 9, only a trucker hat can fit his gigantic head.
He couldn't even snap it in the back. He just left it flapping open.
This one just says the young Wilford Brimley Chronicles. Bennington on Twitter. Bennington on Twitter, right? What
At Bennington Show.
Yeah, I can't remember all that. Girls are going crazy, though. Adrian says, OMG, I love him. This is amazing. It really is a mini adult Chris. It is. Jim, what's up, buddy?
Hey, everything in that photo looks proportional, but look at his jowls. I've never seen a 6-year-old with jowls.
That's cheeky. It's a cheeky young man.
That's mean.
Have a good one.
844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Alabama man says, was he on Baby Molly?
Wish I still had that shirt.
Why, even today, do you put your thumb up? Because I always yell at you every fucking picture.
Just to be positive, It's just like a good thing.
You're not positive.
Yeah, it's not truthful representation of you.
And I was definitely not positive in this picture. I look fucking miserable.
He's just faking his way through it. Right. Thumbs up, guys. Life is good.
I bet he was at the fucking zoo and found out he wasn't getting cotton candy like the other kids. Matt says this is the pic of a future serial killer.
I don't want to kill anyone.
Murder at an elderly motel. Doug in Salt Lake, what? No smokes? That's probably why he's sad. Mr. Buddy Sir says heading out to the track to bet the ponies. Kara says Pookadoo Jr. Johnny Go-Go said there should be a DeLorean in this pic. Is Chris a time traveler? Man, that's fucking funny as shit.
I couldn't believe it when I found it.
Aaron in Wisconsin.
So is Chris Stanley like the physical embodiment of The Shining? You've always been here, sir.
It really is that, dude.
It's like if you just zoom in on the picture and that's the little dude standing there.
He's always been here. Bobby says thumbs up if you want to be a child molester when you grow up.
Why is this associated with me?
And Hargman says pre-mercury poisoning.
I wish you could just tell him now. Just stay away from the donut.
Lose Yourself said easily could have starred in Pulp Fiction. Your dad had this watch up his ass. Not Sam says who wants a Crave case.
That dude and me.
Is that the real Not Sam?
Not sure.
Sam was out last night. Everybody was there but you, Chris. And you know what everybody said about that?
What's that?
Nada. Most people in the business don't know you. There's so many times I'll say those comics, get a hold of Chris, and they'll go, who?
Ouch.
I go, he's booked you 3 times.
Remember him.
Charlie said, look, everyone, it's baby Captain Lou Albano. I Am Pants says, Chris looks like the kid that would hold a stranger's hand because they look like a good mom or dad for them. Saddest ever.
You're being mean, Ron. I'm sharing here. I found this. I bring it in. I scan it.
Ron James says Stanley was in the 3rd grade Judah Friedlander lookalike contest.
He's the champ. Champ is here.
Kingston Pete says thumbs up for the photo or hitching a ride with the ice cream truck. Marcus Silva says this is Gail's next Halloween costume.
I'm like halfway there.
DJ says one trick pony, more like one trick brony. William says Jimmy breakfast buffet. Some nice mean.
It's just
some of it's just mean.
It's just a little boy here in this picture. That's all. You're not going to be mean to him.
Oh, my God. The cheeks are so funny, dude. It's so cute.
All right, this is what you're going to love.
Okay.
Jonathan says, right before Josie met Kid Rock. Tell him your name! He was out at the zoo and he was told he couldn't hop in the gorilla pool. That's from Brock.
Love that video.
Chrissy, good gorilla.
Dan Hart says some insidious morphing of the Benjamin Button syndrome. Wesley just says this. Hey, now, you're an all-star. Nick Type says, you get all this and more in your pedophile training kit. Stan the Man says he looks like an Asian kid. There's no nowhere. Yeah, there is some Asian there.
There's no Asian.
Yes.
Does he mean the style?
Yeah.
Or the physicality?
Chris, I have a friend that's 1/3 Asian. What do you think, Jen? Does he look like an Asian kid?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Sorry, Chris.
You don't make it.
Educated. You were Andy, what's his name?
Milanakis.
I forgot that kid. He's Westchester, Bestchester.
Yes.
Here's one that just says the suck and fuck kid.
Oh my God.
That's a terrible nickname for a child.
Really not good.
Really
not good.
Oh, the suck and fuck kid? Yeah, he's coming around.
Here's,
Don't call a child that. It's so sick.
Here's one that just says sad Halloween, hashtag drug dealers kids. Mr. Steal Your Baby Girl shows up. The face you make when you were left outside the casino at 6.
Would have been around that time.
All right, this one just says from Dead Baby Eyes. That picture of the tiny Stanley, LOL, someone else Photoshop a dildo in that small hand.
No! Why would a child need a dildo?
Ed Rooney said inspiration for the blockbuster motion picture Kid Killer. Adam Nelson says the Wonder What Went Wrong years. Well, that's fucking good.
Me.
Whoa, what'd you do? Say, out of tune. Piper says obese since 85.
Is this a fat child? No.
Sammy Red said you guys need to recreate that photo. Take any fucking photo of it now.
You don't need to.
All right.
It's not even necessary.
Gail, you like this one. Boss, deplane, deplane. I don't like obese since 85. I think that one's mean.
It was 89, and that little boy was felt. It's just a little fat in the face. Come on.
Salsa says new Tinder profile pic.
Oh, God.
Costa Rica 9. I don't know what that means. How can he look like a kid and a 50-year-old man? Now, we're going to have a new pick a day. Gail, you've seen a bunch of these, right?
Yes.
And I haven't seen any. So every day we'll unveil a new pick for the next couple weeks.
Spans my younger years, these pictures. There's some weird shit in there. I mean, this is bizarre.
You definitely look like a kid without a friend, though.
Didn't have a lot of friends as a child, no. Spent a lot of time with the old parents in Astoria.
That's why you dress like that.
Mm.
Oh my God. Look at that pout. Like, I really can't get over it. I really can't get over it.
So sad.
I mean, it looks like I should have been having a good time.
Here's one that just says, hey kid, what direction is your blood sugar going? Hart says passed over by even Father Flanagan. David Russell says the original Tony Clifton. Ryan says, unfortunately, this is the healthiest Chris ever looked. All right, I like this one. This is Chris posing for his profile pic for the dating app Tindergarten. He looks like he was locked in a basement with a gay mag for 6 years.
I saw the sun.
Happy to be released from detention for smoking. That's from Adam.
He definitely looks like a kid who was smoking at 6.
Bill in Texas.
Johnny B,
Yeah.
there is something about that picture, and it just clicked. It's the kid from Courtship of Eddie's father.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy. Yeah, I mean, Chris could have made it in motion pictures.
Definitely.
Sharon Doherty said, sweetie, this way to the Golden Corral. Taryn says, make America great again. Hey, where's the bottle of water, says Wayno.
Yeah, you're not chugging water.
I look dry.
Corey Feldman before he met Michael Jackson. This one just says, posing with all his parents and friends.
Ouch. Fucking mean, man. Everyone was alive at this point.
Says, what kid has jowls like that? I don't see the jowls
It's
looking
just
bad.
chubby cheeks.
Thank you, Gail.
It's chubby cheeks and a chubby chin.
I don't
which
see
is kinda
something else
cute.
about him. He's clean and he's washed up. I mean, he's unhappy.
Oh, very.
But certainly that parking lot looks like you were on some kind of a trip.
Yeah. Now, I love also the socks and footwear as well. Those need some attention. You've got the
Those
socks
kids-
pulled all the way up.
Those kids are as wide as they are fucking long, man. Those are little cubes you got at the bottom of your ankles.
Very white feet, I was told by a doctor also growing up.
Millie Hatchet says the head is the same size as it is now.
Yes, I have a giant head.
The look of a child who is comfortable knowing that there are active restraining orders against him. Looks like the kid they talked to after a tornado hit his trailer. Streeb simply says, Joe Dirtbag. Slady says, Chris, use your fingers to show us how many chromosomes are missing.
0.
The kid they ditched and Stand By Me.
Come on.
I think that just means that his old man is up in Tokus.
Loony, loony, loony. He's crazier than a shithouse rat.
Pez. Cherry flavored Pez.
That kid is adorable. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen, but also so weird that you're the same person.
Do you think you were at a ball game? Do you think you were at the zoo?
I don't know, because there was 2 other kids here, to my left and right, I believe. I don't...
Do you think this is a class trip?
You know, I think it was a class trip.
Where'd you go, Coney Island?
Where'd you go, Longwood Gardens?
Not sure. I know, only trip I remember 2 trips. One, going to Botanical Gardens. 2,
Isn't that the worst trip for a kid?
it's shit.
They used to do that to us. They took us to Longwood Gardens, and there was nothing to do but run and race each other.
There's nothing there.
There's fucking flowers there.
And now as an adult, like, nothing's nicer than, like, oh, look at all these flowers. But as a
I don't
kid,
know.
you're
I
like,
still feel the same way.
I still don't like Botanical Gardens.
I love them.
Like, take the kids to a movie theater. It's a much more fun experience for everyone.
Kyle says this.
What?
That's what I love about elementary school chicks, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
All right.
This photo was taken on Take Your Child to Rehab Day.
Ouch. Come on, man.
Why do you look like you're going to a racetrack in Miami? Found the trucker hat on eBay. It may be the same hat. We got a picture of that?
That's interesting.
Liz is back with world's first Adderall salesman. 2 different shoelace colors.
Oh, wait, yeah, there is, yeah.
Good call.
How about the pictures of courtship of Eddie's father?
We don't care about
Now,
that.
what was that, a hip-hop thing back then? What were you
He's
doing,
in a
kid?
gang.
I'm surprised he wasn't wearing his jeans backwards. Who were those little fucking kids?
Crisscross.
Crisscross. Make you jump.
All right, it's a Ninja Turtles hat that says "Kick Some Hell." Were you a Ninja Turtles fan?
Oh, yeah. Love Ninja Turtles.
All right, let's see. Bennington Show retweeted it.
Here's the hat. Refresh it. Oh, shit, that is the hat.
Oh, dude, that's a really cool hat.
What
Someone buy it
kids
from...
are allowed to have a fucking hat that says "Kick Some Hell"?
Dude, that's cool. Someone get that for me for my Halloween costume.
Franco says his parents still didn't want to pose with Chris.
Come on. I was posing with some, I guess, friends of mine.
All right, I don't like this from Ninja. Haley Joel, not slim.
All right.
Dixon says Ferris Bueller's Dago. Then says, how is it possible to look like a child and a child molester at the same time? Wait, that joke is off of, that joke was just done on Roast Battle.
Was it?
Who was it said about? Because it was very, very funny.
Can't remember.
I'm going to think about it. Look, it's Chris with a clean shirt.
At least my parents did laundry.
Danny DeVito will play Minnie Stanley in the big screen adaptation.
I don't get all the fat comments, sure. Now in 2017, yeah, I'm a little overweight, sure. I'm a medium. But as a fucking kid, it's a skinny little boy. Sure, I have a fat face. But don't children have child fat? Isn't that a
Do
thing?
yourself a favor and don't fight it.
I have to. I have to for my younger self.
I mean,
Don't listen to the haters, Chris. All right?
He's just going to hate you.
Hate.
It just doesn't make sense to call me fat as a child.
844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Peter, Buffalo.
Yeah, I wanted to say it looks like Chris fucked a copy of Turner and Hooch and fucked a copy of Weekend at Bernie's.
This is a fucking terrible comment. I'm just a little boy in a fucking Hawaiian shirt.
Look at those tiny shorts. They're so cute. I can't take it.
I mean, my mom could have got like knee length. I mean, this is just, it seems they're uncomfortably short.
It's a style at the time. That's what all the kids are wearing, Christopher. Put on your tiny shorts.
Do you got your Kick Some House hat? The kids are going to love that.
You don't know how you sound like her so much.
All right, Scott, write this. I just farted. Fuck those other guys. Cross between Chip and Dale Baskets. How many dead cats could fit in that backpack? A less successful version of Sam Rothstein. Class trip, more like day parole. You could tell at 6 he would be making up fake girlfriends. No, he's got a real one.
It's a real one.
It's a real one.
She's a real
Greg
person.
said,
His special lady friend is it.
Greg said, you might not think much of me now, but I'm drinking alcohol, and one day I'm going to be old and out of shape.
Fucking fucked up.
Is that the Kid Killer poster? Big Sarge, school trip to Fire Island. Thumbs up for discovering glory holes.
Oh, God.
Tommy Jonigan said, who has 2 thumbs and a future drinking problem? This kid.
Oh, come on, Tommy. You enjoy a drink every now and then.
Jonathan, Christopher, can you make it to the sperm bank without swallowing?
Oh, God.
Corey says, fear and loathing in botanical gardens. All right, I just remember who the joke was that looks like a child and a child molester. That was said about Todd Barry during the roast battle, and I believe he replied with, fair enough. My favorite reply to any roast in history. Snowy, what's up?
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
I can't help thinking of a scene from Rocky. Take him to the zoo, Rock. Take him to the zoo.
No, that's him. There's one from ATX. Don't be sad. Someone will eventually pick you for their dodgeball team, okay?
Aw, that one made me sad.
Never go against the family. Randy, off to another Roy Orbison lookalike. Billy says he's been washed. The Stanleys must be on their way to the child services.
CPS?
Here's one still in good spirits despite being diagnosed with emphysema. Who enjoyed his first trip to show world? This guy. Oh, God, Chris. You started quite the fucking brouhaha today.
I mean, I think they're being meaner than they should be, Ron.
Yeah, who saw this coming when you brought your picture?
I did. I thought this was like a happy little boy.
I'm happy for you. His son Jerry just bought him a Cadillac. JEW says, blow you for cigs. The Downward Spiral, Day 1. Young Randy Quaid. I'll never eat another entire loaf of soda bread ever again. Future Trump cuck. What heartless prick took this picture but didn't call child services?
Probably my mom. Why would she call her herself?
He looks like he joined the witness protection program as a child. ABC Mug just right. That's right. I got a pounding erection. Slady, this is a good one. Forrest, how does it feel to have those braces off?
Here's a Photoshop of what his head actually says. It's a Starkist tuna logo. This kid loves tuna. He never changes.
Sorry, Charlie. Only the best tuna make it to Starkist.
Oh, my God.
Glad we found out what that hat was.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I want that hat. It's cool. Kick some hell? Is that what it says?
Kick some hell. Seems fucking a little harsh for a kid to be wearing that.
My parents were laissez-faire.
But you love the Turtles, huh?
Oh, yeah, I remember, yeah.
The cartoon or the live action?
The cartoon, the first live action movie.
The first.
Oh, yeah.
Secret of the Use, not so much.
Yeah.
Really went down
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah, I was
This stinks.
You haven't changed much with that either. You're like the very first of anything. And then it starts. Oh, kick some shell. Kick some shell.
Oh, okay, cool. It was blocking me out.
All right, so.
Some more tongue-in-cheek. Not as
wordplay.
edgy.
That's our Chris Stanley. He loves the wordplay.
God, yes.
All right, Marcus Silva just put this up.
Oh, God.
There's little Chris Stanley.
That is the funniest picture ever. All right, Bobby says, one day I'm going to grow up to be slightly more successful than I am now.
Fuck.
Hitchhiking to Dork City? You're already there, kid.
Why is this kid a dork? Why? And no one can explain it. They're just throwing that shit out there.
Cooper says this. You might not be able to tell from my beach shirt, but I will never learn how to swim. Rich says,
so sad.
Too bad this isn't on the side of a milk carton.
That's fucked up.
RC said, who's got 2 thumbs and no dad?
I had a dad at that point. He might have not been there, like, mentally, but he was around physically.
All right, Steve O says, the kid from Almost Famous in the car. 11? Well, that's good. Major Gravy Leg says, # Scope Bros. Do that Almost Famous kid again.
11!
Fucking dead on. God damn, that's fucking funny as shit. Well, Chris, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
All right, this one just says, dude, where's my dad?
Fucking mean. Sure he was home?
By home, do you mean heaven?
At this point,
He's returned home, is what you're saying.
No! In 89, he was fucking alive and well. Well, not well, he was alive.
That's considered well in the Stanley family. Christopher, be quiet. You know Daddy's got the knots.
Why is Dad so sleepy? That's fine.
No,
right.
Now look at little Chrissy and think about that.
Daddy's getting his nappy shots. Every time he fucking shoots up, gets in the easy chair, and then you just hear nuts and white satin, never reaching the end. That was his dad's only favorite band.
Really?
A bunch of Moody Blues fucking albums. And they're awesome album covers. I would like, just look at them because they were fucking awesome. But I was like, why the Moody Blues?
Breathe deep. Out of all the fucking bands,
I
just
don't know.
Moody Blues.
It makes no fucking sense. It's insane. He never talked about music, but he liked the Moody Blues. Fucking strange dude.
Well, this one just says, hey, I'm looking for a ride to the nearest McDonald's. Was this pre or post futon days?
Pre.
Get this kid a ukulele and teach him to sing Under the Rainbow.
I'm not fat in this picture. God damn it.
Where under the rainbow? This is what happens when your parents buy your school clothes at a yard sale.
I'm sure they bought it from Penny's or A&S.
Now that we know the hat Chris was wearing in this pic, I like turtles seems like an appropriate caption.
I like turtles.
Orphaned, or did they just leave from embarrassment?
Seriously? Who would be embarrassed of this little guy?
Oh, that's so sad.
He seems great.
Oh, please, I can't think of it. I can't. Get his little shirt and his little shorts. I can't.
Somewhere out there.
Don't sing that.
There's dad waiting for me.
No, please.
Loving me tonight.
No, little Chrissy. You're the heart of a champion.
The heart of a champion.
Little Quizzy. You're going to make it, little Quizzy. Don't worry about me. I'm going to make it on my own.
Aww. Fucking three-legged dog.
Man, the amount of people comparing you to Chunk. I mean, there's just
There's
so
too much
many.
Chunk stuff.
There's so much Chunk
Too
stuff.
much Chunk
First,
stuff.
Chunk was older. All right, it's just the shirt. I have straight hair, and I am not that overweight.
Don't fight it, Chris.
No,
You fight, don't know to come after
I
you.
have to fight that. Look,
Seems like the thing you're most sensitive about is your truffle shuffle.
there was no truffle shuffle. God damn it. Fucking neon shirt's fucking me over.
That's the worst part of this video. Vito, what would you caption this with? I'm just going to ask you, sight unseen, whether you've heard our listeners, and they've been hilarious today. What would Vito call this?
How does somebody with no brothers or sisters look like they're wearing hand-me-downs?
That's fucked up.
Solid.
That's a pretty good roast.
That's a fucking new shirt, as far as I can tell from this picture.
Seriously. Hey, Vito, by the way, did you have that line because I got yelled at you when you were a kid? How could somebody be retired at age 6? God damn, that's funny shit.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's break this right now, guys. Chris Stanley, his pick is up there, and it's loud and proud today.
It's at Bennington Show on Twitter.
Well, I'll tell you this. Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. Today, over 1 million people using the amazing Ring video doorbell to help protect their homes. Ring knows home security begins at the front door, but it doesn't end there.
So now they're extending that same level of security to the rest of your home with the Ring Floodlight Cam. Just like Ring's amazing doorbell, Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated camera and floodlight that connects right to your phone with HD video and two-way audio that lets you know the moment anyone steps on your property.
See and speak to visitors, even set off an alarm right from your phone. With Ring's Floodlight Cam, when things go bump in the night, you'll immediately know what it is. Whether you're home or away, the Ring Floodlight Cam lets you keep an eye on your home from anywhere.
Ring Floodlight offers the ultimate in-home security with high-visibility floodlights and powerful HD camera that puts security in your hands. With Ring, you're always home. Save up to $150 off a Ring of Security kit when you go to ring.com/comedy. Ring.com/comedy. That's ring.com/comedy.
We're going to make announcements very soon about our Montreal trip, your chances to see Comedy 101 at the Montreal Comedy Festival.
I'm so excited about that because it's the biggest festival. It's the biggest comedy festival. And I feel like just after Skankfest, it was like a little taste. I was like, I'm ready to go back to another festival because it's so much fun. Like getting to see everybody.
Skankfest was amazing.
And
by the way, I saw Christine last night. She was like exhausted and she had bruises on her arms. From Big J beating her. No, from carrying all those chairs up into that room. She single-handedly did that.
That's insane. And there was 1 million chairs up there.
Well, 400 of them.
Oh, I thought it was at least
No, you're pretty good at it. You're pretty good at knowing.
Well, you know that's my thing.
Yes.
Oh, no.
100. Look, Jen asked me a question. And I was going to throw that out there to everybody. But Jen, what was it about man-made things? What was your exact question?
I thought about the D.C. trip that we took and how we went to the White House. And I was like, wow, like this is like a man-made, building. So I just thought like, what else or who, what you guys have been to.
So you're talking about from like Americans? Or
like what's a man-made...
Right, but you're saying the most amazing man-made structure?
Yes.
Because the White House
that was crazy.
It looks like any old fucking...
I think it was pretty cool.
I think the Capitol was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I still don't know how they make a dome. Like, I could live on this planet for 1 million years and not make a decent dome.
Yeah. And if somebody pitched it to you, you'd go, yeah, or we could just make it square on top, and that'll be way faster.
Because it seems like it's not going to come out right.
I just feel like the White House, I mean, when they made it, it was, there was no other house that was like that huge. Even when you go to it today, it's still huge and, gated. It's nice. I feel like it's just the one that I've ever been to. I haven't traveled outside the U.S.
That's so sad that she thinks the White House is beautiful.
I mean, if you're talking about like greatest man-made things I've ever seen, when I went to Italy, it was like one thing after another where it felt like too overwhelming. Like you can't really stand in front of the Colosseum and go, wait, I don't understand how this existed. I don't understand how that this was built when it was built. It's too overwhelming to take that in. Looking in the Sistine Chapel, it's so hard to just like stand there and go like, just let this happen, absorb what this is. But I had a really weird moment, where I was standing in front of this, it was a sculpture by, Gian Bernini, and it's called The Rape of Persephone. It's just like massive sculpture. And I'm looking at it and I was like, this might be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, like a human make. And there's this part of the sculpture where he's grabbing her thigh and it's marble, but it looks like fucking butter. Like it doesn't make sense how somebody could make marble look like so smooth and like.
I can't believe that they have a statue of a rape.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Rape of Persephone.
That's not PC, kids. It's not safe space.
But like, if there's like, find a close up of his fingers and it's squeezing like the fat of her thigh. And in black and white, if you look at it in a black and white photo, it looks like a photo of someone grabbing someone's thigh. And you're like, how does somebody do something like that with marble? How does somebody make something look soft with stone?
This is kind of embarrassing. I've never even heard of this statue before.
I got so obsessed with this guy because, I don't know, it was like, I saw this and then I immediately just started like looking into him, and he was also super foxy.
He didn't even need to rape.
Super foxy.
Eric in Wyoming.
Hey, Bennington.
Hey.
I got to go with Hoover Dam. I've seen it twice, and if you see it from below, the sheer size of it, I mean, to think that it's man-made, it's kind of awe-inspiring.
I was on the top of it, and I had just felt like sliding down it because there's a real gradual thing. It looks like you can slide easily.
I thought it was interesting. Like, I felt more, more vertigo, like more freaked out by the height of that than I did standing in like the Grand Canyon. Like the Grand Canyon, it was like I couldn't really like fathom what I was looking at.
Look real.
But something about the slope, if you look down at the Hoover Dam, you're like, oh fuck. Like it just messes with your mind.
if you go on the tour that takes you on the inside of it, and then when you get down to the bottom and you stand out on this one area and you look up, it's even more so. I mean, I've done the Grand Canyon thing too, and you look up at this and you think, how?
You know, the weird thing is, I saw a guy throw a cat off of it.
Oh my God!
No.
It was his, huh?
Why didn't you stop him?
I couldn't. He was too far away. I just screamed. What about for you, Chrissy?
All right, this is going to seem silly. Haven't been many places, but I was just in Grand Central Terminal maybe 2 weeks ago.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if you really just stand there like at the top of the stairs and like you stare like all the people moving and then just the roof is fucking amazing. And I can't believe that they put that together all those years
It's
ago.
better than anything that they make now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is stunning.
Although I've seen the plans for the new Penn Station. It looks fantastic.
Now,
we won't live to see it.
and the old Penn Station was like that, right? Like
The old Penn Station was amazing, and they knocked it down.
And they
make
always
a
say
1960s fucking underground airport.
so gross. It's just, and they say like it was even prettier than Grand Central.
That's crazy.
That it was that pretty. But I like that you were were you with your special lady friend and that made you see it for the first time?
I was going to meet her.
Sean in Tampa has the one that I was thinking of. Go ahead, Sean.
Anything at all from the Kennedy Space Center, buddy. Those rockets, even the ones they made 50, 60 years ago.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Unbelievable to me. I'm just blown away by the fact that they could come up with rockets without computers. It's just fucking crazy.
It is really weird when you think of people just like switches and levers.
Not only that, but all the work, the mathematical work, was done by some black women and me. We were called computers. They actually called, when you watch this thing, I forget what the movie's called. It just came out last year.
Hidden Figures.
That can't be it. It's something so, it's hidden something. I don't know what it is. But they called those women computers. Because they did the computing. And they were just fucking just like, Jesus Christ. And they had to figure out down to the foot where this rocket was going to come back in the atmosphere, or these guys would bounce back off into space on fire.
Insane.
And by the way, you're going to compare that to a rape statue?
It's horrifying.
That's almost racist.
Why?
Let's go to Big Vito. Big Vito, what do you got?
I think when we went to DC, the Lincoln Monument was I wanted to stand there.
Both these guys have never been to DC before.
Well, it was. I ran like 3 blocks from the cab to go see that thing, and just seeing something I've seen in TVs and movies my whole life, and then like the fact that it was man-made.
I forgot that the cab driver was making fun of you.
Yeah, he called me fat.
What did he say?
He said maybe he should visit DC more and he'd run more often.
Yeah, we all had such a
he
good
was
laugh in the
actually
car.
mad that you guys had never been to DC.
He was really insulted.
It was incredible.
He even cited how many times he visits New York.
yeah.
He says,
because he's fucking picking up crack to take it back to DC. I saw that fucker in The Wire. I was Omar. That's so sad, though. DC. One trip to DC.
I know. They were really excited.
Is Justin here? Because
yeah, Justin is here.
What, did you invite him last night to that thing?
No, I did not.
What's happening with you, dude? What's going on with you?
What's your name, Rodolfo?
Justin, you as a member of the Cree Nation.
Yeah.
Is it something Cree?
Actually, yeah. When I was working up north, the dams there are just as big as Hoover sometimes. But I worked on a river diversion project, and to divert an entire river is just like it was huge. It was the biggest man-made thing I've ever seen. It went on for hundreds of kilometers, and it just completely changed the landscape.
Why would they do it though?
To get greater output, they diverted the river to the Lagron River, and then that went into the bigger dams.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
they
insane.
just moved rivers. They moved rivers.
To me, that's playing GAD, and I don't like it.
Look at the Erie Canal. You could get into a boat and go upstate New York and go through a canal that, of course, there was nothing there to make it to the Great Lakes or whatever. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, where he lives way up in Quebec. The nature alone looks like nobody would try to go, oh, we could do, like, we can control this.
Right.
You know? It's just like you're under nature. Nature's just much bigger than it is down in America.
Yeah.
I mean, the southern part of North America.
Real America.
Yeah. I saw some people at the Gay Pride Parade. They were on TV, and they were from Canada, and they said, we love down in New York when to see the Gay Pride Parade. They called it down in New York. I was cracking up. I'm like, people in Maine don't even say that shit.
Down. All the way down in New York.
Tim, since the boogie.
Yeah. I actually live in Cincinnati, and we have the Union Terminal here. It's the old train station.
Yeah.
And it's actually what the League of Justice is based on, that building, that half shell.
Look at this building.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
And that's when, like, all the trains used to run in through there to go out west, right?
Yeah, and they tore down the concourse, and the concourse had these great mosaic pictures that they moved to the airport. But the building itself still has a ton of mosaics and Art Deco on the inside, and the whole front of it is a glass catwalk. So there's glass on the outside, glass on the inside, and the sidewalks are actually...
Wow, I'm looking at it right now. It's amazing.
It is.
Whoa, this is so cool.
And here's the other thing. That's where the Reds used to play. Back when they were the Big Red Machine. Yeah, that was home for them.
So they had
that was
a dome.
the first dome, yeah. The first dome. His wife, Foster, had so many home runs. I mean, it was only like 190 feet. I mean, he was just out there fucking pounding. There was some video that went up yesterday that, Chris sent this in, and see if you find this annoying. Because, Chris, didn't you have it like she knows what she's doing or something like that?
Oh, the girl fidget spinner?
You know, when you see this, Gail, you'll see why I hope the special lady breaks up with Chris.
No, please don't say that.
No, I am. I'm hoping for that day.
I'm a goddamn special lady friend.
Yeah, we ought to pull that. All right, so this is a girl playing, like a Dutch girl playing with the spinner. Make it nice and big, Chris.
Here we go.
Okay.
She's trying to spin on her nose.
And he's just getting into the crotch shot.
Yeah, I mean, she's spread eagle. And I can't pay attention to...
What do you mean she knows what she's doing? She's just being a person.
I don't know, Gail. I mean, why would she just...
What do you call this, Chris?
This was called,
There's a child there, by the way, and Chris is getting turned on by it.
My God.
Is this fidget spinner video not safe for work?
Yeah.
He also said that he emptied a quart out while watching it.
Ew!
He said he ran a quart dry.
This is so disgusting.
I just a girl in a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
But it's tight to her crotch, and that's what turned you on?
Exactly, yeah. It's like framing the vagina.
He also said to me, this is what I call girl spreading. Instead of man spreading.
Yeah. And they can do it all they want, Ron.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, you're so weird.
What is that?
I hope your special lady hears that. Look.
It's a sexy video.
Yeah, but I don't think she's doing it on purpose. This guy's in a weird position, not her.
I know.
She's just enjoying herself.
They planned this.
Someone, I don't think she planned it, but he definitely did. She honestly thinks, like, look, I'm spinning this on my nose.
No.
Doesn't realize he's doing a close-up of her crotch.
And she's kind of like arching up.
No, she isn't. She's trying to fidget spin.
John in Ohio.
Hey, I was going to see if anybody mentioned the highway system, you know, where you can pull out of your drive in New York City and drive all the way to L.A. and you never have to worry about water or anything, dirt road or nothing.
It's amazing.
What year was...
1950s up until probably finished in the 1960s.
It's weird because that's something that I think...
Changed America.
We just completely take for granted. Because that change didn't happen in our lifetime.
Right. But you can, just think, you can pull out of your driveway in Miami, drive to Nome, Alaska, and never be off asphalt, never be away from gas, food, whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't go like, oh, this is weird. Are we going to run out of road anywhere? Like, it doesn't dawn on you that you're riding on this fucking thing where we just asphalt it all the way across the country. You can get on 80 West right here outside of New York and go, I believe, straight over the Golden Gate Bridge without making a turn. You can go just straight across the country. You can't get lost driving across the country.
Yeah, we don't think about that at all because that's not a change that happened in our lifetime. So we just completely go, oh, this is the way things are.
I remember when 95 was pieces. Like, you would be on 95 for a while,
and then you'd go
pull
to
off, and
small
everybody
roads.
used to bitch. When are they going to fucking finish 95? When can you just drive from Boston all the way down to Miami without a problem? I don't understand why they don't have it. But it was all, they did it in pieces and then linked it all together. I mean, if you look at most of these bridges that we drive over in this country, it's unbelievable architecture.
And even if
engineering.
If you take, having like Google Maps out of the equation, you could just get on the highway and figure it out. Like, you could do that, but like, you would have to plan your trip in order to know what side roads you were going to have to be taking.
Yes.
You would not be able to just
That's
go,
what people did.
we'll figure it out.
Here's what happens. Before Google Maps, one of the great things of being a dad was looking at maps and then stretching it out and figure the kids will be nuts by here, so we'll drive this far. Let me find a place. Oh, I got a great little place for us. And you felt like you were a World War II general.
Right.
Putting together a vacation plan.
You're like,
it felt fantastic.
Here's the family truckster, and we're going to go all the way up.
Look, that's why Vacation was a great fucking comedy, because it was told from the children's point of view and the parents' point of view. Like, as you get older, you're like identifying like, oh, there's parents who were trying to make a nice trip for these fucking kids.
Yeah.
They weren't being selfish. They weren't being dicks. They were trying to create a memory that these children could hold on to forever. And it went fucking bad.
And then, like, if you think from the kid's perspective, it's hilarious that there's not one kid in that family who's, like, Wally World age. Like, they're both old enough to just go on some, like, beach vacation or to just, like, you know.
But it was, like, their last chance.
Yeah.
The Wally World did. You know what I mean? Like, you take a trip like that because you realize, holy shit.
We're never good. Yeah.
Like, look at your cousins. 2 years ago, they were adorable. And now they're like, do we have to go? Is this another one of your asshole vacations? But 2 years ago, they were really optimistic and open.
Yeah, that shit just happens so fast. That must be really weird for parents when you suddenly realize, like, oh, that thing that was fine last year is suddenly not cool for them anymore. They're just, like, too big. Like, you go on a trip, you're like, every year we go to this theme park and we ride this ride or whatever. You have your family traditions, and then 1 year is just like, no. Like, 1 year is just like, now that's not a thing.
That's not a
forever.
thing anymore. Yeah.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
I just think about, like, little Chris Stanley growing out of those. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. He didn't grow out of anything.
He was like, Mom, Dad, I'm too big for the track. But I'll tell you what was crazy about those cross country without having like Google and all that is like, it's one thing you're driving along, but then you're like in Chicago, right? And you're not going to Chicago, you know, you're going to Wisconsin. You're like, fuck, we gotta make it through Chicago. Everyone's all like, don't get off here. You're getting off. Like, there was always some city that you're like, do not let us show up in the fucking urban part of this city. And now, like, they'll even tell you that there's construction or there's a fucking car accident.
Yeah, they know everything. It's the satellites and GPS. That's so weird. That was like in the 80s, like that's like Google Maps is like CIA technology that only like fucking spies would have. Now you just zoom in and you see the fucking street you're on. It's fucking strange.
It's insane. Then, again, just like any technology, you have it for a short time and then you can't imagine life without it. Like if you weren't able to look up you're going to a restaurant in a place. You can't look that up. You can't Google Map your way there. You can't get a picture of the outside so you know what it's going to look like. You have that for a second, and then you're just like, well, I can't go that place. I don't have all the information on it. Am I just going to walk up?
That's why McDonald's and Holiday Inn exploded, because people are just like, we don't want to be surprised. We're not looking for something wonderful. We're looking for something clean.
Have you noticed an increase? Like, I know it's not the beginning of the Airbnb boom, but I've just noticed an increase in advertisement, on TV, people talking about it. It seems like, I wonder if the hotel industry is really sweating that. Because
I don't think so. The hotel industry seems like they're doing great and will raise prices at the fucking drop of a hat.
Right.
Like, I get that you would think Airbnbs would hurt them, but it doesn't seem like it to me. And the Airbnb thing itself is insane, because now you just drive up, you like use your phone to open up. You don't have to check in or meet anybody.
Nope.
And you're just in a home somewhere.
Someone else's home.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
It's great, though.
It's really cool.
Because if you have a vacation home, you get to pay it off in ways that you never could have before.
Yeah. And then, I took just like a quick weekend trip to a lake in New Jersey a couple weeks ago. It was like the most stress-free thing. We just drive up, and then we just like had a cabin on a lake that just like felt like your house. It just like feels like your house. And the dude had it all set up and had like a little basket of snacks, and like he was like, everything was so clean, and you're like, holy shit, this is like the nicest. Like, you're like, well, if I would have ended up in just like a cabin that I rented, like from a motel, you're not going to get that same quality thing.
It's going to be shitty. You'd rather stay somewhere that feels like it's yours. And that's the beauty of it. If you did have a cabin on the lake, how many weekends a year are you going to use it? 6?
Right.
8? 8, and 2 of the weekends you're like, I can't believe we got to go back here. Use up.
Right.
You're fucking paying for it.
Then also the guy has like kayaks and canoes that you could use. So that's stuff that you would rent if you were staying in a motel or staying in like a cabin or something. That's pretty cool.
People do that all over New York City too.
Yeah.
So instead of New York City and getting a tiny little fucking hotel room, because they make them extra small here, because they could fucking shove it up people's asses. You're staying, you're paying some bank for it, but you know what it's like now to have a New York City apartment with a view and a doorman. It's fucking great.
Years ago, I had a roommate who we were living in a 3-bedroom apartment. And this is like before this became a more commonplace thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, we could rent this room out and people stay here instead of going to a hotel. Instead of getting a third roommate, maybe we should do this. And I'm like, so fucking strangers gonna come in here, sleep in, use our shower? I was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. And now I know a lot of people who do it.
Yeah.
It's like a mini business. It helps pay for some people it pays their rent,
Yeah, my buddy.
And that's illegal.
Yeah.
In New York.
They set up a hotline. You call 311 or some New York congressman set up a hotline. Just call this hotline and write out any Airbnbers in your building.
Fuck you.
Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck?
It's just a hotel fucking business behind that shit.
Yeah.
Hotel business are fucking just gouging people. Gouging. They have surge prices like you wouldn't believe.
Sick.
It is sick. It's like, seriously, like it's like AIDS. It's every bit as bad as AIDS.
Well, like, even when you think about, like, airlines doing that. Like, if you just think about, like, there's like, oh, it's the holiday season. People love their family so much that we're going to charge hundreds of more dollars for a flight that would be cheaper a couple weeks later.
You know what I say to them? What is this, fucking AIDS airline?
And they're like, sir?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Filthy fucks. Hey, let's, we got a guest coming in today, right?
Yes, we do, Mr. Nate Bargatze.
Well, before Nate gets here, let's play, we'll bring Justin in for this. Let him play Bennington Barometer. We haven't played in a long time.
Bring Justin on in.
Hit the play button.
You know?
Look at Justin running. You really
so fast.
Spencer's got all of them running now. You know?
I know.
No one used to run at all.
He sets the pace for every class.
Yeah. Justin runs like Jim Thorpe. Justin, I wish you would have came to this party last night. Every comedian you ever saw in the world was there.
Yeah, no, I heard it was also sold out, so I was like, I'd just be standing outside, I guess.
Oh, dude. You know what I mean? You got connections.
Yeah. I'll hit you up next time for sure. I really regret missing it.
From the creative mind of Bob Fonseca of the Dudley and Bob with Matt Show. And movies like Brothers, Dogs, and God, Totally Baked, and Spy Kids 3D, Game Over, comes one of the single greatest games of all time. How well do you know Ron Bennington? Because it's time for you to play. Pick up a paddle and decide. Will you win or will you lose? Bob Fonseca presents the Bennington Barometer.
I think he went singular instead of plural on presents. I think he says Bob present.
Present.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Fonseca. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Fonseca. Vita, why don't you ever do anything like that?
Yeah.
Why don't you do good stuff instead of bad stuff?
Yeah, like instead of garbage.
Yeah.
I don't think that was garbage.
Why don't you quit?
I don't want to quit.
Nobody wants you here. Quit.
Get out.
Beat it. Beat it. You don't fit in here. You're an Italian. What? You get him.
Gail's half Italian.
What's that?
Shut up. Gail's half Italian. Don't
what are
tell
you, like
them
a
that.
fucking narc?
Where do you fucking get off?
This is like World War II. He's being dragged in. I'm not the only Jew. There's a little girl upstairs in the wall. She's hiding in the wall. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 bop. Fonseca. How come you never thought of something like that before?
Like, look at how good. Like, Ron just came up with that.
Why do you hate Bob Fonseca?
I don't hate Bob Fonseca. I love him.
Easy, dude.
And
this isn't some fucking Italian wedding. All right, we're all fucking people here. All right?
You're an animal.
This ain't Little Italy on a fucking Sunday afternoon. You're playing fucking bocce ball with a godfather, deciding who's going to get fucking hit.
Does this look like the San Gennaro Festival or what? Right?
Oh, you went too far.
Come on, Chris.
I mean, we don't
I'm half
attack
Italian,
fucking
man.
saints.
Come on.
You know what I mean? We don't go against the Catholic Church.
It was against Vito, so I think it made sense.
No, not the way you did it.
Oh, okay.
You know something?
Yeah.
I mean, that was fine when you were a little fucking weird kid with a fucking trucker hat saying kick the shell out of him. But this is fucking, you know?
Okay.
All right.
Lesson learned.
Okay. Who wants to play Bennington Barometer?
By the way, I would like Carissa to make up her own Bennington Barometer.
Well, she can make up anything.
Yeah, like her own game, and then you have to do everything related to Carissa.
Yeah. Or it's just like Buggington Barometer because she put bugs in all of her jewelry. And we have to guess what kind of bug it is.
Bug, 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 bug.
Bug, 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 bug. Bug, 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 Bugsy Siegel. He shot Dagos like Vito's folks. You ever get, has any of those slurs ever bother you?
No, I think they were always really funny. Like when I first heard Dago Wop, I thought it was just a fun word.
Yeah.
Guinea never really bothered me.
Yeah, the white people are never bothered by it.
I guess really WAP is the most, like,
And that just
insulting.
means it means without papers.
Yeah, and it's like, I got papers. So.
Yeah.
And I never even knew anybody named Dago, so like that one didn't really bother me. Like
I don't think that's where that came from. That's a Guido.
Oh,
A Guido is like a name, which was a buddy of mine, Guido DeMeo, which we used to call Mito Potato Guido DeMeo.
That's pretty good.
That was the Pope brothers that came up with that. Because here's what happened. And this is Chrissy and Dave Pope, and they didn't have a dad level and just their mom. And one night their mom made them meat and potatoes, but she didn't make gravy, right? So they start going like this they had the knife and fork, and they were going like, meato, potato, where's the gravo? Meato, potato, where's the gravo? And that turned into Meato, potato, Guido de Mayo, who was another friend of ours. So when I heard that fucking story, I'm like, oh man, I hope my mom doesn't make gravy one night. But, you know, she loved us too much to let something like that happen. Ba 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 Fonseca. All right, let's play.
All right.
Barometer, because Justin's never got to play this before.
Yeah, I actually got one too.
Oh, coming out ahead.
I don't want to say this in front of Spencer.
Okay, I see how it is.
I would love to say that he's better than Spencer, but I'm worried Spencer will come in and kill all of us. All right, what do you got, Bennington Barometer?
Yeah, favorite Hollywood native. So the choice is between Will Sampson of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Chief Dan George of Little Big Man. Both of them were also in the Outlaw Josie Wales.
So it's Big Chief.
Yeah. And the funny elder.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Not everybody even knows that movie anymore, Little Big Man.
It's one of my favorites.
I did too, and I happen to love Faye Dunaway giving him a bath scene. It was very exciting to me when I was a child. Yeah, it's really fucking great.
Yeah.
All right, I got it, and I'll just say this. Juicy fruit. Big Chief.
Big Chief.
Yeah.
Match.
Everybody but Chris?
Everyone but Chris.
But tell me it was a close call.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it was a close call.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you how much I love Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, it's ridiculously big. And, all right. Gail?
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bub, 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 bub.
This is William S. Burroughs. Allen Ginsberg.
Oh, shit.
Notice I didn't use the Kerouac. I didn't want this to be easy.
I don't know if it would be easy with those two.
Really?
Ba, 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 ba.
A is Burroughs. B is Ginsberg.
Naked Lunch versus I've seen the best of minds of my generation.
Starving. Dragging naked through the Negro streets at dawn. What are you gonna pick?
Well, I'll say this, and I'll say this with nothing but love and admiration. I got to meet Allen Ginsberg, and he taught me meditation. The first time I ever meditated was with Allen Ginsberg. The answer is Allen Ginsberg.
Yes! I got it! Match.
What? Did you feel like eating lunch?
Sometimes. He's also been Drugstore Cowboy. It's his favorite film.
It was in it. You're going to go by stuff that he did acting, not his fucking writing.
I'm just saying.
One of the great writers of our generation. What about you, Vito? You got one?
Yeah, I got one for you. I got a Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
The Stylistics or Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes?
Ooh, my friend, you are a devil.
I really like this question. Because it's impossible to answer, isn't it? It's impossible to answer.
I think I have an answer.
Well, see, this is the problem, Chris.
Yeah, what's that?
You do this often where, first of all, you always get it wrong. And second of all, if he's struggling with it and you're confident, you're saying you're out ahead of his own thoughts is what you're saying.
I just feel like I know Ron.
Better than he knows himself is your claim.
For this question, yeah.
Philly soul. You're dividing fucking Philly soul.
Civil War.
That's racist considering what's going on there.
You're disgusting.
Everything he says is racist and stupid. I'll just say this, because I'm looking over You Are Everything, Betcha by Golly Wow. But let's suppose there was a concert in Philly. Who was closing the show? Howard Melvin and the Blue Notes. They're closing the show.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy Pendergrass is a fucking backup singer. So, despite Howard Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Fuck. Damn.
I'm gonna be honest. I took stylistic.
I know. You had every right. But I have to be fucking true to the genre. I'm gonna be totally honest.
Vito got you.
Nice.
Matched.
But I am right when I say who would close the fucking show.
You are.
That one hurt. Chris, did I even bother doing one with you?
I got one.
I mean, you know what? Let me just go over here to Joey instead, because I don't trust you. Joey, what do you got?
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington
My
Barometer.
two favorite shows this season. Now, make sure it's this season.
Oh, just
Fargo,
this season. Yeah.
Of Fargo or Better Call Saul.
Well, you know, we've actually discussed this a little bit.
Yeah?
Fargo has all the great women in it. Better Call Saul has the great men in it. So now it's a better of who did a better job writing this season.
Yeah.
And there are things, I mean, there's big murder scenes in Fargo that are just unbelievable, but there are small scenes about a small fucking legal thing that I would never care about, that I find gripping in Better Call Saul. I'm going Better Call Saul.
Yep.
Gotcha. Got it right this time. Chris, not doing so well.
Does it on purpose.
I don't do it on purpose.
How could you possibly get everyone wrong?
I think one time he got one right, and it was like the most obvious one.
Smoke, Arkansas.
Buddies, I was going to go Lefty or Charlie Hustle. And remember, Ron, about 10 years ago, you said Jesus would be lucky to go 2 of 10 off a Lefty.
Well, I do believe it. I don't even know if Jesus could do it. Certainly not in 1972. A man wins, 27 games for a fucking team that won 59? I don't think there's ever been anything that great in sports. But Pete Rose, not only Charlie Hustle, but he's the hit king. Both of those men managed to ignore me when I was a child. Because I yelled out their name. Neither would look up. One, he was with the Reds at the time, but he either gave us the up your ass or the fuck you. Highly debated by my Little League team. I have my pick. And I'll only say this. To this day, and we're 120 years into baseball or something?
Yeah.
And 2 leagues. And if you say the name Lefty, everyone knows that you're talking about Steve Carlton. When you think of all the great left-handers of all time, if you say Lefty, they know you're talking about Carlton. And he wouldn't talk to the media. Even after the 1980 World Series, when everybody was celebrating, he went into the other room and opened up a bottle of nice wine for himself. Steve Carlton.
Fuck. Pete Rose done the show. That's why I thought that would put it over.
Yeah, he did the show. There's no fucking doubt about it. But I feel like I could have hit him then and hit him now.
I thought it would have pushed in Pete Rose's favor.
You know what Pete Rose said to me? And this was my boyhood idol. He was the only non-Phil that I really loved when I was a kid. And then he said to me, "Oh, that's an interview."
Wow.
And I go like this. "Well, Pete, I wish you wouldn't have bet on fucking baseball." Say it ain't so, Pete. Say it ain't so. Bob, 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 bob. Bob, 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 bob. All right, Chris Stanley, what do you got?
Bennington Barometer.
Don't say it like it's a threat.
If I don't say it like it's a threat,
He
it's going to get
wants to
slurred.
do this, Chris.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Bennington Barometer.
Northern or Southern California?
That's a great fucking question.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested in.
Well, you know what? I never even thought to myself. Now, are you saying where I'd rather visit or where I would rather live?
Live.
And that certainly changes it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Changes it in a way that makes it quite easy, as a matter of fact. It was going to be something that I struggled with. Northern California.
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah. Once you said live, I was like, that changes things. If he thinks, I can't see you in a full-time Southern California lifestyle. Northern California, I think.
Well, I always said this, Northern California where the girls are warmer and I can see my sweet baby, yeah. I keep on rocking me, baby, 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 baby. What a lyricist. Jen, you look like you want to be part of this.
I have one.
Go ahead.
Cedric the Entertainer or Steve Harvey?
You know, I was told that Steve Harvey played my club, and I don't even remember it.
Really?
Yeah. All right, is everybody locked in?
I'm fucking locked.
Yeah, this one's not difficult for me. Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric, of course.
It's Steve. Because
Yeah, it's Steve.
You like doing the impression.
I thought his recent fuck-ups would have been pushing him to the top.
It's less than professional, in my opinion.
What about his note to his staff?
I should fucking leave you guys notes. I don't want any of you looking at me.
Do not knock on his door. He will not accept.
I was just discussing Cedric the Entertainer with somebody the other day, and I said that he's probably the most comfortable man I ever met in my life. And
Really?
he's just relaxed and comfortable. And I feel like he could easily sleep in a room full of strangers. I think he's that comfortable in the world. Rob, what's up?
Hey guys, greatest show on earth.
Yeah, it is. Barman Bailey.
Most beloved Philadelphia athlete, Richie Ashburn, the Dr. J.
Fuck. That's a hard one. I've actually got to meet both of them too. I'll say this. All right, has everybody got their bets in?
Mm-hmm.
You guys know how much I love Dr. J. But I was doing Dream Week baseball. And Richie Ashburn pulled up, had to be in his 60s, with two beautiful blondes.
That's awesome.
Got out, and he was going to give us a hitting thing, like all the guys were around to get this hitting thing. Might have lasted 7 minutes. And he's like, all right, fellas, I got to get out of here. And we watched him drive away. We all went like this. Richie fucking Ashburn was just here. So I'm picking Richie Ashburn.
Oh, man, I got this wrong.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe on another day I pick the other way.
Yeah.
But I had that little memory right now. Dr. J came in here. I didn't see him with any blondes. I love Dr. J, though. I picked fucking Dr. J over Michael Jordan. What am I saying? I picked Dr. Pepper over fucking Michael Jordan. I just don't see why everybody liked Michael Jordan so much. What was it? The jumping?
Yeah.
The shooting? The winning?
Yeah, all the winning, I think.
Dunking.
You try to fucking dunk with Dr. J's hair. That fro used to stay 2 feet behind him. I'm trying to think did you watch at USC?
Not
Data
yet.
For 30 yet? When are you going?
I'll watch it tonight.
Have you guys gotten into Red Oaks yet?
No, I'm gonna start it.
What the hell happens around here?
Oh, yesterday I went to a very nice roast.
This was one of the fucking funny roast jokes where Voss said that Bobby has never turned down a roast. And then he also said that Bobby had a fat skeleton. I'm trying to remember some of Big J's lines. They were fucking unbelievable.
Dude, at one point he said that Rich and Bonnie looked like a Cialis commercial that takes place in a bowling alley.
I told Big J 7 jokes I thought that were the funniest jokes. And then when I got inside, somebody reminded me of 2 other jokes that were even funnier than those. God damn, that was funny. So they recorded all this. Somebody shot it on like 4 or 5 cameras. And it's going to be released somehow. I highly recommend that you get it.
Dude, Colin had one that had me really laughing this morning when he said that Judy Gold had Mets relief pitcher hair.
I thought it was also funny. I think it was Colin who said, it's good to see Jim and Florentine and Judy Gold in the same room because I always thought they were the same person. God, it was a funny fucking night. All right, then this was my favorite Colin line. And Colin was, I'm not even kidding you, he had the room not even be able to breathe. He was so funny. But he called Skankfest Coachella for middles. And that one I was laughing hard just pointing at Louis J. Gomez. And he also said, I think this was his line. I can't remember whose line it was. It was either Colin's or it could have been Rich's, where he said, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake, well, rattlesnakes sometimes kill. Larry, Saratoga.
Hey, Ronnie B, how's it going?
Yeah.
Got a Bennington barometer for you. Favorite medium, music or movies?
So you say one has to disappear forever, right?
That's your rules.
Not really. I didn't make it up. They're both hurting right now. Somebody wrote me on one the other day that said Beatles are the band. No, Rolling Stones are the band. People are always trying to throw me off the Rolling Stone thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Once again, this time it worked. I don't know if I could pick anyone over the band. I couldn't pick 6-year-old Chris Stanley over the band. I wish I could go back in time like the Terminator and split that little kid's head with a fucking axe.
What about...
So you would disappear here. You would disappear here and not feel the pain.
I have one that could rival the band, though.
What's that?
Could probably get close. Bowie or the band.
Well, that's not exactly fair, though. One person versus the whole band. Big Bowie. Well, music or movies? I mean, if you figured out which one you'd have to give up forever, they're going to take the music out of your fucking movies.
Yeah.
So you're already fucked. You get no soundtracks. I have to pick music over movies.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, movies are a new art form. And music's been around since the first fucking caveman.
Yeah, and I think there's something that feels like that's something we created, but music kind of feels like you're just kind of born with a connection to music. Like babies, like, dance. It's so weird. Like, music comes on. Nobody says, like, this is how you dance. And babies hear music and they start, like, moving.
They say it has to do with the heartbeat, but I don't know if it's that simple to say.
I love beat.
Here's what I believe. You know how they say string theories are like waves?
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know how sound waves work?
Yeah.
I think they go through us somehow. And our bodies are moving. Like, I think dance is the funniest fucking art form because people are just like, look what my body can do. I mean, it's really nuts. Dance is like, check it out. And you're just like, and every place has had dance.
Well, I have a couple friends who their art form is like modern dance, you know, and you're like, I mean, you tell me this is good. I mean, like, to me, like, it seems like, you know, it's like the kind of stuff that, like, when a little kid is like, I'm good at dancing, and they'll just do, like, weird moves and stuff, and then they'll be, like, on the floor and kick their legs out, and you're like, it kind of just reminds you of little kid dancing. You're like, hey, I'm gonna believe you. That's
but
good.
I'm gonna tell you, ballet is every bit as stupid as little kid dancing. Like, somebody has a criteria, and they say it's great.
Yeah.
But it's still dumb. What did you put a sign up for me for, Chris?
Oh, Mr. Rich Voss is calling in.
But why didn't you just say it?
I thought I'd just give a note for
Why, though?
I don't know.
You don't find that nutty that you would do that?
Don't you want to be the bearer of good news?
Yeah, for once in your life.
One good thing.
You love saying bad news.
It was the social event of the year. Rich Voss, how are you, pal?
Bonnie's also in the car.
Bonnie, congratulations. Great gig.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming last night.
it was, to me, and not because it was our roast, but this was so old school roasting, you know, like every time like Bobby stood up, it reminded you of like Milton Berle.
It was amazing. Yeah, it's true.
You know, Judy was like, come on. You know, it was such a real roast last night, except for somebody in the audience trying to heckle.
That kind of made it fun because, and I'd say it to him on his show, Voss gave such a beatdown to Anthony last night.
He did. I mean, you just smashed him.
Yeah. But he may have had a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think when he went to rehab, he just stopped in and made a cameo.
The walk-on.
Hey, gotta run. But, I mean, the first half was amazing. But that second half, DeRosa and Florentine, he didn't kill that hard on his own roast.
Yeah, I know.
And then Colin, I couldn't imagine what was going on in Big J's head after DeRosa, Florentine, and Colin. Like, I couldn't even imagine. And then Big J went up just as calm and as collective as anybody I've ever seen. Was that the right word?
Yes. But then you had to follow all of them and you killed. It was a fucking crazy night.
It was amazing. I never just and then you're driving home. You go, I forgot this one. Oh, I forgot that one. I dropped this one. But it just worked out perfectly. Were you there for Bobby?
No.
Oh.
Now I want to see the rest of it on video. When is this video being released? How's it happening?
We don't know. We don't know yet. I mean, it's got to be put together, edited, and I don't know what we're going to do with it. I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, whatever we do, you know, we want, everybody to agree that was on the roast. I mean, you know, I would love. What's that?
This roast is better than anything Comedy Central ever did. I mean, it was so real. You know how those things, they'll have a celebrity and people are trying to guess. This was just people who knew each other, bashing with love. It was crazy.
It was
funny.
so brutal and so hilarious.
Yeah, I know. We didn't have any, like, a chef on it or a reality star.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The flow was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was, and the thing was, because we're all friends. It was kind of when we put it together, we were trying to put as close to a tough crowd feel as we could. You know.
It really was like a tough crowd, but then there was something that, I don't know, just took it up next level, maybe because there was so many comics in the audience dying. I mean, I was watching headlining comics rolling on the floor. I mean, it was perfect. It was certainly the best roast I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that like made it so fun because I'm like standing by like Chris Stefano and Jessica Kirsten and everyone's dying. Like,
they're
dying.
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 Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. And I'm not saying this because she's next to me. Up front, Bonnie killed so hard up front that, like, I've never seen that in a roast. You know, when you go out, you got to break them in.
Right
from the beginning. And then Norton went up, and just Norton is he's a savant when it comes to roasting.
Yeah.
He's just, you know, I mean, he had like an encyclopedia of material with him. And he just came up first, started ad-libbing. And what did he say about Bonnie's shirt?
Oh, yeah. That's what you want to do with 8 cups.
Yeah.
Show them off.
It was such I was as nervous as I've ever been. knowing I have to go up at the end. I really feel
I was watching you. Seriously, I was watching you, and you looked like you just wanted to spring out of your seat and get it over with. You just wanted to go on, and you had to wait and wait and wait.
Oh, that's so true. I had to go to the bathroom, but listen, the thing is, when the fact that you got to follow that, and this happened to me on the Trump roast, but my family, my daughters are there, my sister, every comic, there was about 5 or 6 club owners, a couple managers. Look, if somebody in the middle of the roast didn't do that well, if somebody, say, had a tough time, big deal, you forget about it. But if the last person who the roast is for bombs, it would have ended what little career I have left. If I would have bombed in front of my kids, how do your kids look you in the eye after your father bombs at his own roast?
Yeah,
so I knew I had. So,
it was hours in. It was hours of killer material and people being laughed out before Rich got to walk up there. Unbelievable.
It just look. I got lucky. Only it was such a good audience that they stuck it out that long. A comedy audience.
Can I just say one thing? This is what we call a breakthrough.
What?
Rich not talking about how great he is. He's showing humility
Yes.
for the first time ever in his life.
Because we all know. I mean, it's obvious. That goes without saying. I don't have to, confirm.
I got lucky.
Who's editing these things? Because I saw you had like 5 cameras.
Well, the production company, but we will be on top of the edit.
Good.
We would not give that away and say, go ahead, edit it. We will be on top of it, because there's a couple moments that I would like taken out of my set.
Well, when you did the 4 out of 5, I'm in the Hall of Fame. It's hilarious. Dude, you guys have gold right now. That's seriously the best roast I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen, your fans were there. Opie's fans were there. Anthony's fans, Norton's. And without you guys, all 4 of you guys, and Gail, it wouldn't have been as good as an event, because you guys, all of you, put us all on. And those fans know our lives. They know our comedy. And without them, you know what I mean? You guys were as much to the success of that roast as we are.
Well, then, I wish you wouldn't have beat up Anthony so bad then.
God damn, I'm going to bring Anthony to every show I do now. I'm going to tell him there's open bar. Anyhow, look, thanks for coming and thanks for talking about it. And,
Well, I can't wait till we promote the video, man. I can't wait till everybody sees this. It's just unbelievable. All right, talk to you guys later, and congratulations. Bonnie, great job of putting that together,
It was
too.
really so good.
It was one of the best produced events I've ever seen. All right, talk to you guys later. Voss and Bonnie, that roast, we thought we were just showing up for the party like we talked about, and the roast was running so long, and I mean, it was just killer.
Yeah,
Killer.
I was so glad that it ran long, because what we saw of it was so ridiculously funny.
Yeah.
I mean, so ridiculously funny. And like I said, when we walked in, it was just it was so overwhelming, because we were just immediately walked down, and Colin was just fucking hammering joke after joke.
There was it
was like being on a roller coaster.
Yeah, there was a point where Voss is being so funny, and then Bobby heckles and Voss slams him, and then Jimmy jumps in, and Colin said something, and then Voss goes after Bonnie. Bonnie gets a line, and I looked at Gail and I go, "Can you believe that we know all these people?" Because it felt like you were looking at an all-star game. You know what I mean? Like it was all-star weekend at the NBA, and like I said, I met people who came in. I met some folks from Lancaster. And they were in comedy heaven, because they couldn't believe that they were sitting next to Gary Goldman, and he was laughing, and they're looking over and seeing, Sam sitting next to Anthony getting fucking like the whole thing was overwhelming to comedy fans. And like, I'm not kidding you. Everybody was on fire. Yeah. It was amazing. And then you just realize how talented all these people that are,
Yeah, and like that we get to hang out with these people, and they're so fucking fast. Like, the speed in which that shit was happening, it was just out of control. It really was great. They did such a good job on it.
Yeah, there's so many people that just seem to be in their prime right now, And look, here's the thing. I see Bonnie on stage and she kills, and I see Rich on stage and he kills. But it's so different to see everybody improving. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's a different skill set. Just because you can write and perform great comedy is not the same as being brilliantly funny in the moment. And that's what was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like being in the middle of fireworks last night. It was crazy. Crazy. All right, we got a break. Is Nate in?
He'll be here shortly. It's 10 minutes.
All right, we'll take a break. Nate Bargatze coming up. Chris is handing me a paper right now, something that he wants me to talk about. Oh, and I know what it is, too. It's Dish, right?
It's Dish.
Is this about, don't you wish you could watch your favorite primetime TV shows without commercial interruptions? Dish has you covered. Now with AutoHop from Dish, you can watch shows, record it with primetime anytime, commercial free.
Watch the most popular shows on your favorite networks without wasting time sitting through commercials. The season finale of your favorite show just got better with AutoHop from Dish. No more waiting through long TV commercial breaks. Just get back to enjoying the action, because only Dish is tuned in to you.
To learn more, call 1-844-CALL-DISH. Go to dish.com or visit a local retailer near you. Requires credit qualification, 24-hour commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Taxes and surcharges not included. Other restrictions apply. For full details, 1-844-CALL-DISH. Dish, tuned into you.
Welcome back to Bennington. Nate Bargatze's in the studio.
Ow!
Hey. Nate's new half-hour special will premiere Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix as part of their new series, The Stand-Ups. And on Twitter, it's @Nate Bargatze.
Did you say half hour?
Yeah, they did. This is like their new thing they're trying is, there's 6 of us. There's 6 of us that are doing it. Dan Soder, Nikki Glazer, Beth Stelling, Dion Cole, and Fortune Feimster, and myself. So they taped, just 6 half hours, and then they throw them out. Everybody's like their own episode.
Yeah. Were you guys all together the same night, or you did it separately?
We did 3. So the 3 did one night, 3 did the other night. We taped 2 shows. It was in L.A., and they're just trying the new thing. Like, people are not watching hours, they think.
Well, hours, an hour is a lot.
It's a lot
to take in, so why not do 2 half hours? Why? Like, when you watch a sitcom, you watch a sitcom for a half hour.
Yeah.
No one does an hour sitcom.
No.
You know what? I'm with Netflix on this.
I was like starting to tell people, like, we should all do that as comics.
Yeah.
Like, just though, because you could go a half hour probably every year or every 2 years, a lot easier than throwing out an hour. And then you always have a new 30 minutes.
Well, here's what I also like about it. When you watch an hour, sometimes you'll forget what happened in the first 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, you can't remember any funny lines because you've got 50 other minutes of lines.
That happens to me every great special. Like, someone's like, "Oh, what was your favorite part?" I'm like, "I don't know. I was laughing the whole time."
Yeah,
but
laughing
it was
the whole
long.
time. Don't remember shit. All right, Netflix has done it again. I'm going to give them full credit for this. That is really a cool new thing, right? To have Netflix in your life.
Yeah, they're it's where you want to be for I think stand up. They're HBO, like in
the 80s. Yeah. I remember when you first start to see like a Dennis Miller in the 80s doing HBO, and everyone was like, "Oh man, remember when you used to think doing Carson was a big deal? This is so much bigger." And now Netflix. The other interesting thing, always for me, because I end up seeing more comedy now, because when I sign on, it's on the screen.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, that's right, Tom Segura."
I do want to watch that.
Yeah, I do want to watch that. Where with Comedy Central, they run that thing on a Friday night at
Midnight.
11 or 12.
Mine was the night of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight.
Oh, God.
That's when mine aired. Back to back.
Yeah.
That was my joke. I always say it on stage. It was like, if you watch that fight, Comedy Central was basically like, are you in the mood for some low-energy comedy at midnight? I didn't even watch it. I watched the fight. So they didn't even get me.
Well, the good thing is you didn't end up losing that hour. You could just go out and do it.
No one's seen it.
You got paid and you didn't give up the fucking material.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Summertime. Summertime in the South. How's that for you, man? Because you live in the South.
Yeah, it's great. It's hot, humid, you know, but it's, it's great.
That's what you grew up with,
That's
right?
what I grew up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm back there now. So that's, like it's, I love it. Like down there and, summer's great. You get to go fun places.
It really is interesting how, like, summer in the South is a different experience. Well, people in the North are so frantic. The entire, like they know they only have so much time, but people in the South actually get slower.
Yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Florida, like, people will say, oh, like, were you at the beach all the time? It's like, no, the weather was so good, you didn't have to be at the beach all the time.
Right,
like,
you didn't have that frantic...
Oh, yeah, and I get that here in New York. Like, I started to be like, oh, my God, June is done already? And then, like, what am I going to do in July? Like, you start to feel like wasting weekends feels, like, really intense. Because you can remember yourself just months ago sitting in your house, and you're just like, I could just make it to summer. Everything's going to be okay.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Like, the weather's still kind of nice in September, but there's football games. I'm not going to go fucking running around. I got college and then the pro the next day. I'm very, very busy.
I feel like Minnesota and all those, I mean, like, they have like an hour.
Yeah, they get about, and they run outside as fast as they can. Well, that's the funny thing in Montreal. When you go up for the festivals, those people are just outside. Yeah. And you're like, oh, they're all here from the comedy festival? Not really. No. They're here to be outside without a coat on. They don't stay inside at all in the summer.
And they keep those shorts real short in Montreal.
Yeah.
Tiny shorts.
Little tiny shorts.
Yeah. You know what, Winnipeg. Have you ever been to Winnipeg?
Yeah, it's nice.
Winnipeg that's their weather. They were telling me, like, if it's 30 degrees outside, like, they wear shorts because it gets so, like, they're like a town that, like, they don't even really need to be there anymore. Like, it's like that.
It's
like,
never
there's a town.
Yeah.
Like, they used to be for, like, some reason.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you guys can y'all should just move down a little bit. Like, it's too cold up here.
Yeah, that is true. That used to be like trains of coal or something. Like, there was a reason, like, we need some people to do this, but now, no. You don't have to anymore. Well, they even say in Canada that 90% of the country lives on the border, like within 50 or 100 miles of the border. And when you look, I mean, Canada is the only country that I know of that doesn't have a top.
Yeah, it just kind of fades off into the
just kind of fades into the north.
Like, do little kids have to learn how to draw Canada? Because I don't think that they could.
You just draw it towards the top of the page, so then you run out of room. You just, as a kid, you're like, I don't have any more room. You're like, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, that is.
That's what it is up there.
That's Canada.
That's Canada. It's just no more room.
But isn't it funny, like, where you were born in the country, whether you know, like, that's home. You can't fucking kick it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I left my town when I was like 17 or 18, and still, it feels like I'm more connected to that place than anywhere else that I ever lived.
Yeah, and even, like, I noticed for me, like, if the weather is similar to Florida, I, like, will feel like, what is this feeling of comfort that I have?
Yeah.
Like, I went to Mexico for the first time 2 years ago, and immediately after stepping off the plane, I'm like, why does everything just feel right? And I was like, oh, because I'm like a little tropical bird that's been living in like a cold climate. I'm like,
they're like to let you go. You're like letting like a deer that you've had at your house, and you're like, you go get in the woods. You're like, I don't know if I want to be out. And you're like, wait, I do want this out, actually.
I think I was the entire thing of Born Free. I don't remember it all, but, you know, when you're looking back at the humans, like, should I keep going? Should I keep going? That'll be you just walking to the Everglades one day into the swamps.
It's just like swampiness in my hair. I'm on with the land.
Chris, you don't fucking plug anymore? Or what happened
Nate, I
there?
apologize.
Yeah, that's
the whole thing of radio. You come in.
Night of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. You start promoting the run. I'm like, that was 2 years ago.
Nate Bargatze's in studio. Nate's new half-hour special will premiere Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix as part of their new series, The Stand-Ups, and on Twitter at Nate Bargatze.
You know, I was at a story show one night when Big J told a story with you in it about when you guys were drinking and you came home and parked the car.
Yeah.
And you both thought you did an amazing job at it.
That night we thought we killed it. And then, and then in the middle, he goes out the next day, it's just in the middle of the street. We both, I mean, Jay, we all walked around. I was like, yeah, dude, this is what I do. That's what I remember telling him. I was like, I know I can park a car.
Yeah.
That was definitely, should have been driving home night. Which, you know, I mean, there's no way we should have all. And everybody got in the car. My buddy Nick was with us. He's a little person. He was with us. He spent the night. I peed the bed that night.
Oh, God, that's the bottom.
Yeah, you know, well, you know, we kept going. We kept fighting through the bottom. Yeah, we thought it was the bottom.
It gets lower than the bottom.
That was
that's
right
a great
when,
thing.
yeah, it gets, you learn, you're like, hey, I think there's another door down there. I didn't see.
Your bottom is like the top of Canada. Just kind of
it just kind of just goes away. And you're like, I guess it's still Canada. My wife, we just moved to New York. She did, like, so, you know, still like, it's not like we're not making it like this is, so there's nothing that seems good. And then, you know, so I come home like 5 a.m, so she's already mad at that. And she didn't know that she's going to get even more mad. If she only knew. It goes to commercial, it comes back with her yelling at me, did you pee the bed?
Well, you know, there is an entire generation of people now who don't have any idea how to drink and drive, which is amazing to me because
that's a big Southern thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and you don't want to promote it, but the chances are you are going to make it home. I mean,
guys.
Yeah, it's bad when you don't.
Who's probably right now drunk driving? I mean, there's got to be at least some. The odds are there's someone.
And probably one trucker. At least one trucker is just trying to... Yeah, because I have drunk drive in the daytime before, too. You know, because we used to drive around when we should have been in school, and we were just getting hammered, and you're just trying to keep it together. I mean, it's amazing how much you can concentrate if you put your mind to it, you know?
And during the day, drink and drive, that's the best time because they're least expecting it.
Yes.
So you can just go right under the radar.
Yeah.
That's what people don't know. I remember a guy that had a big alcohol problem. We worked just whatever regular job, and I was like reading water meters forever ago. And he would show up at like 6 a.m. just blasted. 6 a.m. Like that was like a real... I mean, I remember him coming to work at 6, 7 a.m. and being like, did you drive? You shouldn't have drove, dude.
Yeah.
Like, which is like insane to say to someone at a regular job at 6 a.m. Did you drive? You should have taken a cab to work this morning. That's what should have happened.
I come from a factory town and the bars are always open in the morning because the shift workers, some would be getting off at, 7 a.m., but other guys would need a couple drinks to go into that fucking factory. They just couldn't do it, you know?
When I lived in Chicago, when I started, there was guys that I waited tables and, people that built high rises, they come in for lunch and have a couple beers and they're gonna go walk back up to 45 floors up in the air.
Yeah.
And just mess around up there.
And also put something together.
That
he's sleeping up there.
When it moves, don't worry. These guys had a couple shots before they did this floor.
I don't know if you've ever been like, because this happened to me once where I knew I was fucking in trouble. Like I was coming home and by the time I'm driving home, it's already, the sun is back out. You just feel different. Like partying at night's so fun, but once that sun comes up, you just start to feel dirty and your clothes feel old. And I remember I'm sitting there and I'm still fucking wired up and drunk. And I look over and all these children were standing on the corner waiting, and they just looked so fresh and sweet. And I was just I was like Aqualung from that fucking Jethro Tull, just looking at them. I never felt like a worse person.
They had all this promise.
Oh yeah, they're like
up to learn.
7. It's like they're made out of fucking soap. They're so fucking gorgeous, and I'm just the worst person in the world.
And you're drunk enough to get out of the car and go tell them to stay in school. That seems like something you do. I need to tell them. I need to tell, hey, kids, you rather when the parents are grabbing their kids. Hey, now I'm telling them something good. Come over here.
Nate Bargatze's in studio. Nate's new half-hour special premieres Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix as part of the new series, The Stand-Ups.
All right, this is one of my favorite, like, people getting weird along that same thing that Nate was just telling. I remember, like, we had a Little League field, a couple Little League fields, and one of the coaches shows up on a day with it. And this was like a straight hour guy, and he fucking just shows up drunk as shit at the ball game when we're all there, and he has this dog with him, right? And he's like, this dog will rip your fucking arm off. And we never knew this guy. And we were like laughing and making fun of him. My dad was like, hey, leave him alone. Don't mock him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what an alcoholic was yet.
You're like, this guy's weird.
Yeah, I was. Look at him. He thinks his dog is going to bite us. It was so fun. He was like, I'm like, this dog will tear your fucking arm off. And you just saw the guy just snapped and just needed to drink, and then just went to a familiar place. That was his problem. Anywhere else he could have been in that neighborhood, except for he went to the one place.
Or they're not going to be cool with someone.
Yeah.
Or people are going to be on edge. You're at a children's baseball game.
Yeah, and they all
He thinks it's a professional baseball. He said, "Was this minor leagues, AAA?" Like, this guy is blood. All right.
That's even funny that we get drunk at ball games where people are being athletic. Like, you'll go to a football game, and people are just ripped.
Yeah.
Just ripped at that game.
Way before the game even starts, like tailgating, just getting liquored the fuck up.
Well, I always think that's strange. Like, there's like a thing where people want to get drunk for a concert that they pay for, but then they like then you could just go one drink over and then just forget the whole thing that you just not only you forgot that experience, but you like spent a lot of money.
Look forward to it.
Like weeks leading up, and you're just like, I can't wait to do that thing. I can't wait to see that band. And then the next day, like, what happened? I wanted this so bad.
Well, what about like you'll go to Jamaica and people just be annihilated and sleeping in the hotel fucking parking lot? You could have done this at home. Why did you fly here? They're just people stay drunk for days in the tropics, just days on end.
Yeah, I spent 8 days in an all-inclusive just hammering drinks, and I don't swim on top of it. So it was a fucking giant waste of money.
So you just walked around the pool? Yeah. You walk in the water? You just walk in the water and drinking?
Ankle deep.
All right, find the picture of you. Where were you at, by the way?
St. Martin.
All right, so he's down there, and this is the same kind of story that we were talking about before, like where you see the morning from the other side. And somebody took a picture of you from the hotel room. And that's just him, drunk, standing because he doesn't swim. Now, here's what I love about this. No one in history has ever went into the water and faced the beach instead of the ocean.
You're like not looking at the view. It's so weird.
I was fucked up. Then I bought a gin
and like,
there too.
It's like you can see the water's really pretty. And like the reason there's no one is because it's like 5 a.m.
If the picture's expanded, it's a bunch of people looking back at him, like being like. Maybe there's a great view though. Maybe we don't. Maybe we've never done that. No one's done that. Maybe you discovered something that have you ever walked out and turned around?
Think about it.
Do you ever fly 500,000 miles to the beach to get in that water and turn around and look back at that beach?
You know, have you ever been on an airplane where you're sitting in the wrong direction? You know what I mean? Like they'll have a thing where your back is to the cockpit, and it just feels like this is the worst trip I've ever been on. There's no reason to feel that way. It's just like everything is fucked up now.
Do you want to know something strange? I prefer to sit backwards on trains and on subways.
Really?
That's called reverse cowgirl, honey. You might have got that from your mom.
That's my go-to move. That makes sense.
Well, you keep watching TV. Why wouldn't you?
Dave Bargatze's in studio. His new half-hour special debuting.
Just take your time. I mean, it's Nate. Okay, make it nice.
Nate's new half-hour special premieres Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix. It's part of the new series, The Stand-Ups.
July 4th. It's something for everybody to do instead of look at the fireworks.
Fireworks. You guys want to go? I get the good dates. It's just July 4th, and then they're going to take it back off. And then I'll be the first one that Netflix is like, yeah, we're not going to leave it up there. And you're like, I thought that y'all's whole deal was like, y'all leave it up there.
You were at Skankfest the other night. Closing night.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
Man, it was chaos. Yeah, it was, I came in, I got in the middle of the mosh pit. They did a mosh pit at a comedy show. And I was just dead center of it. And it's a real deal mosh pit. Like right when you feel them come, it's just a bunch of dudes that are, you know, they want to be in it. So, I made it out. I'm here.
I know Big J was crowd surfing, the largest crowd surfer of all time.
Yeah.
The Guinness people.
And we go, guys, we need everybody. And I mean everybody.
Everybody was underneath them. Chris, if you're a mosh guy, when you were younger, did you?
Sometimes, when I was younger,
You get in the pit and try to love someone?
Try.
Gail, what about you when you went to the...
Yes,
you were a
when
mosh
I was
pit
like,
person?
I used to go to hardcore shows or punk shows. But I was little, so
yeah, right. You were just bouncing out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mosh, and I don't appreciate people moshing into me. Be like, hey, slow down with the fucking moshing.
You're feeling shoved really hard.
I just
elbowed.
fucking paid money to be here. I don't feel like bouncing around.
What about like a nice circle pit when it's just like
kicking?
Just an easy mosh pit that's like, all right, guys, everybody take it easy.
We should do a mosh pit, the circle thing like that, and then the music stops and you have to find a chair. Could be fun for the kids.
I have a scar on my eye from a mosh pit.
Is that right?
Kid Rock mosh pit. I was like 20.
Right here? This in here?
Right there. Yeah.
That's God saying you deserve this for being at a Kid Rock show.
I know.
What was that? Was Kid Rock, was it 99 at Woodstock where everyone started throwing shit? Like bottles were just flying
Yeah, it was
the
third Woodstock, rather.
So that was 99. So it was the first Woodstock, 94, and then 99.
Yeah. That was a shit
Which
show.
I think Voss emceed that.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if you go back and watch that, you'll see Rich Voss and Brother Weeze. Brother Weeze was also, because I guess the upstate things.
I did not know that.
Yeah. At one point, Voss, you'll see it on the thing, he's just fucking crowd working. 500,000 fans. Hey, where are you from? What are you doing over there?
What's this guy's deal? You guys married up front? And no one's prepared for that? Like, when you're in front of an audience, that's like not, like, that's not the thing. You know?
You can be like, what drug are you on right now?
Yeah.
What drug are you high on? What are you looking for, the Kid Rock?
I'm trying to find Kid Rock. Oh, Rich Voss was there. Yeah, he was with Wavy.
You see him?
Yeah. Here he is.
Turn it up.
Oh my God. This is amazing.
It is kind of go, you look at the size of...
Money in the bank. Fill up your tank. Fill up.
That's Wavy Gravy right there.
Yeah.
You have ever drank. Am I supposed to follow after that? Do I got to sing? You know what I want to get this crowd to do real quick? I want you all to do me a big favor and say hello to my two little daughters, Jessica and Ellen. Say hi, Jessica and Ellen, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's adorable,
That is so cute.
Look at the size of that crowd.
Jesus.
Counting Crows were there? That doesn't seem like a Woodstock event. See if you can find the Kid Rock when they get fucking crazy, and somebody else they got crazy at during that.
They were throwing beers at him?
Yeah, they were throwing just empty bottles.
Yeah.
There was like a couple moments that just got intense. And then I think it was just generally pretty rapey. If
Fires, I remember breaking out, and certain amount of, Well,
was that fire during like Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
It started like.
They said it looked like Apocalypse Now from this stage. They go, it looks like Apocalypse Now. And they're going like, I don't know what is happening, guys. I mean, we're going to play a song, but I'm sure someone's being murdered while we're doing this.
I can actually see a dozen rapes from here right now.
You just see
everyone
smoke.
stop raping.
It's like watching usually Iraq get bombed from a long video. You just see boof.
Well, there is something really true about this. Like, if you're up above any crowd, you have zero empathy. You just don't feel like they're humans. And I remember one time I was at a hotel in Daytona where they, you look down and people are driving on the beach, and I saw a guy pull in and fucking go over top of a woman, and his car was stuck on top of her while she was laying on the blanket. And I could see only a couple people near, and I could see people maybe 15 feet away, and they're playing with a ball or throwing frisbees. And I remember thinking to myself, God, it's odd how I feel nothing about this. Like, if I was down there,
you'd be screaming.
And then that made me think, that's why God doesn't give a shit what happens to us. Because you just don't feel the same thing.
Yeah. Just like when you see an ant just carrying another dead ant, you're like, that's weird. It's
Right. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I feel like you have to be there right at the right moment to see an ant.
Oh, I remember being a little kid watching, we called them Ant Wars, and we would stop everything we were doing to watch one kind of ant fight with another kind of ant.
It's really creepy, too, because they carry their dead off the battlefield. But it's if you poison ants, then the ants that haven't been poisoned will come oh my God, this is terrible. And then they'll just start moving the bodies. It's really creepy.
Here's the thing, ants don't
and then you start killing those. You're like, how are they not getting it?
They don't.
God.
They're like fucking zebras outside a water hole. They're like, a fucking lion will kill one, the other zebras will look over. Oh. That's fucked up. Never occurs to them hey, if we all stick together, we can start kicking lions.
Just, you're so many of you.
Right.
An alligator comes out of the water, you're like, guys, just talk. Talk. And you would...
Get a plan. That's what you gotta do. Have a plan. What do you got here, Chris?
This is Kid Rock demanding the crowd to throw bottles.
Okay.
When we kick this beat in for the last time, I want to see every possible thing flying through the fucking air, but nothing that can hurt each other.
Well, that's gonna be everything.
Let's have some fucking fun, y'all. Are you ready? Let's get going,
Look at this shit just flying.
Holy shit. Look at that.
Right. And Voss had to clean that up.
That looks insane. And a lot of that does look like it could hurt people.
Yeah, it does. There's nothing you could grab that couldn't hurt.
Right.
There's nothing you could tell someone to throw and go, guys, let's not make anything that can hurt you. And everybody's like, there's nothing I could grab right now.
I literally remember watching this on TV. There's Joe C. That was the peak.
And this is when they had glass water bottles before plastic. So can you imagine how just bad this hurts? Yeah. This is brutal. There's a kid out there. That's who I saw. I saw him too.
Yeah.
So I saw him. He was alive. Yeah.
He was the best.
This was about when I saw him. Yeah.
He was the best. That was the peak of Kid Rock, when fucking Joe C. would fucking beg him to say his name. Please, tell us your name! And you're just waiting in for that, my name is,
Yeah.
And fucking Joe C. was the hype man of all time.
I'm Joe C. The C stand for cool.
And then he would yell at the crowd, I'm not a fucking midget.
I'm perfectly proportioned.
Nate Bargatze's in studio. Nate's new half-hour special premieres Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix as part of their new series, The Stand-Ups, and on Twitter at Nate Bargatze.
You mind putting a big spin on that? Sounds exciting, Chris.
Yeah. Right. Exciting, like the way Kid Rock did with the crowd.
Yeah, if you could get it, hype it up.
Could you tell me your name, Nate?
Did you just say name?
Nate.
Oh, okay. Why would you say Nate? Would you tell me your name, Nate?
Good point. That made no sense.
It doesn't.
Well,
that's
now
not
I
what Joe. You'll never make it as Joe C.
Already, you've already been fired from this. Is not even a real.
Fuck.
I had to fire my buddy from being my road manager before this would ever even. I don't even need one now.
Yeah.
And we've just talked about it hypothetically, but he's already. It's like it's not going to work out. He's already asking for too much stuff off. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, it's not. There's no way.
Now, why would you want a road manager, not just to be lonely on the road?
Yeah, I don't need one, but
Yeah.
it's like, if you're like Chris Rock and you're
Yeah.
touring, those guys have road managers and stuff. So my buddy would always tell me he wants to.
I think just having a full-time assistant sounds like the only way to live. Especially when you just call them in, you just talk about your problems with them. Like, they have to be mad too. They're like, yeah, she is a bitch, dude. I mean, you've been doing everything. You're like, yeah, exactly. You know, you act like they're a friend, but they're not.
Yeah.
Somebody that has to agree with you.
I think it would take me exactly one day to treat it like that, where you're just like, and we're friends now. Because I know I got twice I was hired in 2 different jobs where didn't quite have the experience, but it was a female boss who hired me.
Yeah.
And then immediately, on day 1, she's like, yeah, so it's like, I'm dating this guy, and I'm like, oh, that's why I got I'm your friend at work. You just hired an assistant/friend at work. So.
Well, remember our maid in Florida too? Every time I would come home, she and your mom would jump up from the table because they'd been drinking coffee, and they would just be sitting there talking. And then I would come in, and they would act like I was the boss. You know, I fucking care.
They started grabbing stuff and
what do I care? Why am I the bad man? I'm not a terrible person.
They just got their T-shirt on the table, trying to clean anything.
My mom just slaps her. What are you doing? I'm sorry, I have to keep up.
Well, that's what happens when that person becomes part of your family. So here, it's like, can we get a maid? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And then we're like, oh, well, her sister had a baby in Ecuador that has a hair lip. Is there any way that we can send some money down? I'm like, yeah, but, what's that got to do with anything? Now she's family. Now that quickly she's family.
Yeah.
And we got to help out because somebody's got a fucking hair lip. That's what happens to everybody.
Yeah.
If you get a maid, they become part of your family. You can't get out of it. Yeah. Unless you're terrible.
No one really likes their maids, but you're just stuck with them.
Yeah. You can't fire them. Your kids have grown up around them.
You see them every day.
Yeah.
They touch all your stuff.
Yeah.
You can't fire someone that's just all over your things.
My maid was so great. She used to clean my pot. She would go through. Make sure there was no seeds in there, no stems. Yeah, it's perfect.
It's a good maid.
But she would empty ashtrays and leave fucking roaches behind. And I'd be like, I don't smoke anything that small. Look at that. There's fucking nothing in here. Make a judgment call. Here, and take this home for yourself and one of the sandwiches. Make a sandwich.
Your hair lip. Has he ever smoked? Send that to him.
We're helping out the hair lip kid. And I was saying to my chick, I'm like, there better be somebody down there with a fucking hair lip. I don't want to just feel like I'm getting milked for all these fucking Central American
You don't be rude,
stories.
but I would like to see a picture. I'm not trying to be rude before you, but I do want to see some proof.
And now you're with somebody from Central America.
Costa Rica, yes, which I thought was an island nation, but it is actually touching other countries.
Yes, it's in Central America.
Yeah, I could bet any amount of money.
And her people are still down there?
Yeah, she has some people down there still.
You're going to be going soon. You watch. That's what happens.
You're going to need to learn to swim. Can't just be standing in the ocean.
Yeah. What's wrong with your boyfriend? He doesn't know how to...
He just stands in the ocean.
He just stands in the ocean.
Staring at the house.
He looks out, he sits in a car, he looks out the other wrong windows, like he just sits...
backwards.
He sits backwards in a car. He's like, he doesn't know how to do anything. Like, he doesn't just always a problem.
Yeah. What are they saying about me?
Yeah. You'll have the wedding down there, and then they fucking end up taking the doors off the hinges and making tables out of them in the backyard. You're just stuck with all that. Remember your uncle married that girl down in South America, and then we saw the picture, and he was wearing the traditional red shirt.
Oh,
he just doesn't wear a stupid red shirt. Yeah, we were fucking laughing our ass off at him. That didn't last long either.
No, it didn't.
They'll be just like you, Chris.
That's fine.
You can't bridge the fucking two nationalities. It doesn't work. No.
This kind of goes like it's an interracial relationship.
Can I tell you something?
I like saying that.
If Costa Rica was so good, we'd have 51 stars on our flag. We'd go down and bring them in.
I hear there's a lot of ecotourism. That's all I know.
What's that even mean?
It means people go there because there's volcanoes and like hot springs and like there's rainforests.
There's hookers and there's cocaine. And it doesn't matter what age the prostitutes are. There's a fucking Gary Glitter fucking type people that go down there. Flats goes down there, my friend Flats. And he picks up he gets a cab, prostitutes and coke at the airport. They fucking go straight to the hotel. He doesn't even come out for 4 days.
He's never seen Costa Rica.
No.
Would never know.
Well, every once in a while, he wakes up and it just hears like fucking the Doors playing the end and the fucking fans going over his head. Shit, Costa Rica, back here again.
A lot of offshore gambling is also there. Like my online bookies in Costa Rica.
Is that right?
Yeah. Because I guess there's no laws there.
Go visit them.
Just children.
There's only one law, and that's the law of the gun. But you'll do well there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was really because I had to call up the offshore bookie once, and it was like an international Costa Rican number. It's like I need to get this money wired to me, please. And it was fucking weird.
Dude, here's the problem for you when you get down there, right? Yeah. Costa Rica is third world. There's no one overweight. And then you're going to show up. Where here, you look like a big guy. But when you're down there, you're Haystacks Calhoun. You should just put a horseshoe around your neck. Like, they've never seen it. Like, you don't stop.
Kids will try to ride him. They're coming out of it.
Yeah. People are just asking to take a picture with them.
You're moving everybody. You're literally, they don't even hire a truck to move anymore. They just call the large white man.
They are. You're going to be on TV.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah. It's going to be like that big alligator walking on a golf course. They're going to just show you.
Yeah. They're going to claim that you're being photoshopped. But the thing is, you'll be on TV going, no, there's a lot of fat people where I'm from. Like, I'm just a regular big guy. He's a regular big guy.
He's like Superman.
You know those news reports where they show like a fat person? They're under the Costa Rican news is just him. They show every time. Like
They're like, go with the Chris Stanley B-roll.
yeah, and it's just him standing, looking wrong in that water. They just go back to that video.
This is true, Chris. And put it up here, Chris, the picture. But Chris found these pictures. He is an ending. Is that the name of it?
An endling.
Endling. He doesn't have any living relatives. And then he found pictures of himself when he was younger, and he just put this up today. That's him at fucking 6 years old. Thumb up in the air.
Wearing the same sunglasses he still wears.
Where's your sunglasses right now?
Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trucker's hat. And there's no difference.
Don't wear Hawaiian shirts.
Like the amount of pictures that you have in that exact pose.
Yes, that you do every time.
Yeah, it's a go-to. It's since I was 6 years old. It's very strange.
So weird.
It's crazy. Well, Chris, you're up to something anyway. That's good for you.
I am. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nate Bargatze's in studio. Nate's new half-hour special premieres Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix as part of their brand new series, The Stand-Ups. On Twitter, it's at Nate Bargatze.
Dude, so great to have you stop by here. I love it every time. You're just the fucking funniest. I don't want to say it in front of the other comics, but you know what I mean? I rank in my mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? I do my own ranking. Chris, we got to wrap this up.
Yes, we do.
Anything to plug?
Gail Meets Girls is now available on all Android phones in the Google Play Store. So if you have an Android phone, you get Gail Meets Girls through Google Play.
I didn't even know this. Yeah. This is a whole different thing?
Yes.
iTunes is just on Apple phones. Like I have an Android phone.
I did not know this.
Yes. I can't get it. So now I can get it because I have Google Play on my Android phone.
So you could never listen to that before?
Not on my phone. I have to download the file, but now it just makes it easy because it's on Google Play.
You can stream
That's great. Yeah. And plug Nate's thing because I'm going to be watching. I'm not even going outside July 4th.
Nate's part of Netflix's new series, The Stand-Ups, that premieres Tuesday, July 4th on Netflix.
All right. That's it for us. You're great, dude. Thanks so much.
Yeah, love
it. See you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!